Again, boys. It was lovely.
Yeah, it's really good.
Won't be better than that.
Good practice.
Yeah.
Good qualifying.
Competition time again, and here is a chance to win a brand new PS5. All you got to do is subscribe to On Track GP on YouTube.
Also follow us on Instagram at OnTrackGP. Make sure you like the competition post, it's pinned on Instagram as well.
You can win yourself this right now. What are you waiting for?
Can I enter? Or can I have a go?
No. Competition time again, and here is a chance to win a brand new...
Good, super excited. Favourite track of the year. Slow corners, long straights. Two Mercedes on the second row, so excited.
Yeah, very good. We're actually on the upward trajectory recently. It's actually starting to look a little bit more improvement.
Yeah,
for us.
who allowed two Mercedes boys in the studio today? How's that happened? I'm in the minority today.
I haven't spoken to anyone behind the scenes at all. Okay,
You've been giving it
there was a
up,
Ferrari jacket here, by the way, which is again that's basically 2-2. If you think about it, right? Joe, how are you doing, bro? How
Good mate, good mate. Seen a lot of you today. We did the quali reaction this morning about that was today.
Yeah, it was
at like 7:30.
Sure.
And here we are. Yeah, big race. Nice mixed up grid. We get that quite a lot at the moment. Taking Max out the equation. Nice mixed up grid. Quick cars down the bottom or in the midfield. So I'm really optimistic about it. And like Lex says, I love this track, man. Yeah. Such a cool track. Yeah. Underrated as well.
Do you think
a lot
so?
of people kind of forget, like, you think about when you think about F1 tracks, you think
Spa,
Monaco, Spa always comes up.
Baku's being
Monza, all of these.
Me.
Say again?
Baku really just starts to stand out.
Yeah, you like that one.
Yeah,
but I feel like Canada just sort of flies under the radar. Canada.
Until we get there, we're like, oh, actually, this is actually quite a good track.
It's a great track.
It is a mixed up grid, like you said. A lot of shocks in Q2, obviously, with Sainz, with Leclerc, with Perez as well. But we do have Max Verstappen leading from the front, and we'll speak about that briefly because, like we always say on this channel, if you just avoid Max Verstappen and you just focus on the rest, it becomes a lot more entertaining. But do you believe that Red Bull have the capacity to go and win potentially every single race this season?
Who?
Red Bull, just every single race.
I never see him.
You never see him. Exactly. You know what? You got me there. It's true. It's true. They're there from the beginning. If there's no crash, all right, we'll see you later. The cameras don't pan. You know, F1 cameras, they struggle to keep up as it is. You know what I mean? We don't see Max for the rest of the race.
Do you think they can go 20? Well, it'll be 22 now because we got rid of Imola, didn't we? Because of flooding. But do you think they can go 22? Yeah, 22.
If they have a little bit of luck on their side, for like racing reasons, they 100% will.
Yeah.
Unless someone crashes into them. Safety car, just something crazy, like changeable weather, whatever reason, they'll win every other race, every race of the season.
It's a shame we don't have rain today. Like
that would have been interesting.
It would have made things interesting.
The one caveat to that is, which we weren't talking about a few weeks ago when we were having this conversation, is Sergio Perez, because Sergio Perez was, 4 weeks ago we were talking about him. Is he good enough to take the title off Max? And then he's completely fallen off a cliff since then.
Yeah.
But from a constructor point of view, if Max was to crash out or Max had an engine failure, early on in the season, you could rely on Sergio Perez to sweep up and he would win that race, and he was winning those races. But now, this is 3 races in a row, he hasn't made it to Q3.
Yeah.
He's starting much further back because of that, and is unlikely, if Max was to crash out in the first quarter today, be able to overtake 12 cars, 11 cars in front of him and win the race. I think it's unlikely. So it's less likely for Red Bull because Max will have to pretty much do it on his own. But it's Max Verstappen, he's not human.
No, he's not. He's a generational talent.
He's a robot.
He's a bit of a robot. Yeah, exactly. Obviously, Hulkenberg dropping to P5, unfortunately, because it would have been nice to see him really high up in that Haas. It would have been monumental. Obviously, Alonso moving up to P2. Then both the Mercedes locking out the second row. Ocon, Norris, Sainz, Piastri as well, all making up the top 10. I want to ask on the chances of an Alonso Hamilton turning back the time kind of battle today, because we've got the ultimate defender and someone that does need to attack. I know you said before recording about that 8th title. Looks like it's not coming this season, unfortunately, but we can still hope for next year, maybe the year after, to be honest.
I was wrong, by the way, Matisse. It's his 9th title.
Here we go. I like that.
Do you know what? Is he not right? Technically,
it's his 9th title.
Do you agree?
Yeah, and the amount of people that have like slipped up and said 8-time world champion Lewis Hamilton.
Horner did it. Christian Horner did it.
Did he actually?
Yeah, Christian Horner said he's an 8-time world champion, and he went 7-7.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be really interesting in the first couple of turns. I was watching on Friday in the practice as well. Martin Brundle was there, and he was watching him go around those first. I think it's turn 1, 2, and then he was down at 4 and 5 on the chicane. And it's quite bouncy around there. A lot of the cars, they wasn't porpoising, but they were bouncing. So on that first lap with no rubber, fresh tyres, only dry wet racing for the last 2 days. Really, it's going to be quite interesting to see. I think most of the cars have got to get around that first lap and not having the incidents.
Unscathed,
so, I've got flashbacks to Spa last year with Alonso and Hamilton. I'm hoping. Do you remember So I'm hoping they don't take each other out. But I think we might see a little bit of
elbows out.
Yeah, a little bit, maybe. Lewis has matured a little bit, so maybe not.
He has. I think after that fight with Max, when I saw him go up against Max for that title, that's when I realised, okay, Lewis is really mature now. Because there was a lot of moments where he could have snapped, or he could have, gone blow for blow with the elbows out, get wheel to wheel, and just take both cars off the road. Kind of like how him and Rosberg used to do it quite a few times, particularly in that Spanish Grand Prix that we was just coming back from a couple of weeks ago. But he actually did tend to just duck out quite a few times and just move on. Alonso in a strong position again. He's having a really strong season. Ferrari, the competitors. As a Ferrari fan, because last time I was wearing this jacket.
No comment.
Last time I was wearing this jacket, and that doesn't happen. So the fact that I was mocking it to that degree, something's gone wrong. What's going on with your team? Why are you just? You're not involved anymore with participating?
No, we're just here for a laugh, mate, here for the vibes. I think, we had a little chat about this morning. I genuinely think if things carry on like this, someone will buy out Charles Leclerc and have him off the team. Because it's just like relentlessly bad. Almost every single... Someone commented on the video breaking down what had actually happened to Charles Leclerc each week, and they're completely each race, and they're completely right. It's just been a disaster class, mate. As you've just written, plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G, so
change it by the minute as well.
Non-stop. I don't think they understand. I think Ferrari. What can I say about it? Starting.
What's the kind of hope and expectation for today? Because we're going to go through predictions in a minute, but. As a Ferrari fan point of view, what's the most you can... Double point?
There's no way we're getting on the podium today.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
No.
So a double pointer, look to get ahead of Ocon. That'll probably be their realistically what they can go for today. In the pre-show, in the middle of the week, I sort of did quite a rash prediction that I thought Alpine would outscore Ferrari this week, and unfortunately Gasly's very far back, but Ocon's up and higher. So the fact that Ferrari are essentially fighting on level points week to week now with Alpine is crazy. That's crazy how much the drop off has been. Scary.
Somebody is saying in the comments, lap 3 or 5 out of range DRS max. That's what they're expecting. So we probably won't see him again, as you said. And what have you made of Ferrari? Because there's a lot of rumblings about Leclerc. He's not happy with the way that the team's going, and obviously when you take a look at his decision to try and make the calls of we need to be on this tyre, and they've gone against him. Albon was on the slicks. He's decided to go against that as team principal, maybe calling the shots on that side. And obviously we were just speaking about Perez as well, maybe being a bit under pressure at Red Bull. We spoke about this in terms of maybe Leclerc going over to Red Bull. It's unlikely, but
can you imagine
if he becomes that disgruntled, he's going to have to make a move somewhere, because he can't keep... He's 25, isn't he? He can't keep sitting in this car year after year. Yeah, he's wow. I think he's the same age group as Max.
Would you go if you're Charles Leclerc? Would you? I mean, obviously he's got such a history with Ferrari, and there's an emotional attachment with that team as well, because they represent so much. But if you're Charles Leclerc, are you staying in the Ferrari, or would you be looking to go? I
would have signed somewhere else. If you look back at the history of Ferrari, like the last 5, 6, 7 years, 2017, 2018, they had a car to compete with Mercedes. Arguably should have beaten Mercedes in 2018, but Seb Vettel was, trying to do strategy from the cockpit from there and calling different strategies. So there's something culturally wrong at Ferrari. Since they lost Ross Brawn and Schumacher. There's something isn't adding up there. Right. And it's for someone so young with so much ability, and you can see he's getting so emotional about it all the time as well. It's like he was screaming down the radio yesterday, wasn't he?
Yeah, and he's normally so composed. But, well, sometimes.
There's many memes of him online on F1 Twitter, and obviously the famous one with him kind of leaning up against the wall with the arm, just like that feels like the accurate representation of his season. Man. Do you literally the whole time?
Do you think it's stopping his development? If you look at what Max is doing and the positions that Charles hasn't 100%. Been in, and even George, George is with Lewis, they're working together. He's developing. Charles
100%.
We're not getting to see Charles at the front of the pack, and I'm trying to see. Does he have the capacity to lead a race, to stay composed, to not make mistakes under pressure? Same thing I've been asking the question of Sainz a couple of times last season. Ferrari managed to get into the lead in some moments earlier on in the season. Then obviously strategy, engine failures, sometimes maybe a lack of experience, but we're never going to be able to really judge them as top drivers until they actually get the car and the team and kind of the strategy to just go along with it. You can't do it all. So it is a little bit disappointing from Ferrari once again. And
race hasn't even started and I'm in a mood. Genuinely, like I'm in a strop.
Ocon obviously starts 6th. That's obviously Alpine once again, which you keep saying is kind of becoming your rival a little bit.
Yeah,
Obviously,
they looked like they didn't have pace. Right up until they needed to have pace. The practice sessions weren't so good for them, but they've done really well now.
Yeah.
Really well. And Gasly, I really feel for him. Genuinely, I really feel for him.
Yeah, Gasly all the way down in P17.
At the fault of Carlos Sainz.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, he's fuming.
And Sainz in 8th, Piastri in 9th.
Yeah.
Double for McLaren in the top 10, which is really good to see. A good, nice, again, upward
Much better for them.
surgeons for them, because they've been poor from the beginning, really, and it's been disappointing from. I always point out McLaren and Williams as like the two massive teams that are just massively underperforming for the size, for the history of the two teams. How far do you think McLaren can go? Do you think this season, because they have started to improve in recent weeks?
I've got a question for you. Do you think it's Zach Brown? I'm starting to think it's Zach Brown, because we listened to Alonso for all those years, and again, similar to Ferrari, there's something not going right. Didn't work with Ricciardo, lost Sainz, and Sainz probably fitted there a lot better than he did.
Do you think
Ricciardo's... Sorry, go.
Do you think Ricciardo... I always look at Ricciardo in isolation of more motivation issue.
Yeah.
But personally, I don't know with Ricciardo, he just gave me that vibe where it's just not quite committed to the... Yeah, I don't know what it was, but it's something fell out with him.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, with Zach Brown, I don't know.
But he's not even the principal, he's the CEO. But he loves being so present. I don't know if that's a detriment to the team.
You hear about Zach Brown more than the principal yourself, really.
100%.
Yeah, that is fair to say. Obviously, Perez, Leclerc outside the top 10. We've got some quick cars outside the top 10, so we should be seeing a lot of overtakes. Let's get a prediction on
let's do some predicts.
Who is going to get the most overtakes today?
Most overtakes?
It's a new one that I'm bringing in. Because of Sam and Gasly. That's basically why.
Who could do a job in an overtake? I mean, it could be either the Ferraris or a Red Bull. But
that's the easy kind of.
There's only one for me who it can be.
Yeah.
Gasly?
Yeah. Perez.
Checo, it's got to be Checo.
Has to be Checo.
In that car, it has to be.
He's on a rocket ship. And
he is.
Somebody straights as well with the DRS. There'll be DRS today, and they've got the extra DRS advantage. You should fly down that down the straight before all the champions.
What kind of position would you expect Perez? Because obviously title race is done now. This is just about constructors and being respectable in the fastest car on the grid. I don't think his position next season is safe regardless of what he does, because he's been way off the pace. But we'll see.
If they win the constructors, which they probably will,
they'll leave him.
He'll be fine.
Yeah.
You think?
I think so.
I think Daniel will take his seat.
Oh my! I mean, I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
But they'd have to buy him out. When does his contract run out?
He's got one more year.
Yeah, end of 24.
Yeah.
So I think maybe at the end of his contract, potentially.
No, I think Ricciardo is a reserve driver for Red Bull.
He's a reserve driver.
Well, at the beginning. Yeah, he is.
Is he? I don't know.
They love him there.
To put Ricciardo in the quickest car on the grid.
He makes a lot of money because he makes a lot of money for the team because he's so
I'm talking about
popular.
performance though.
But do you know who he'd be? He'd be Bottas for Hamilton. It'd be that they're friends.
Yeah.
You know, they've raced together. They know it can work. He's quick.
He's not really.
There he is on the screen, just in a cute little bucket hat. Look at him.
This guy.
What a guy.
He thought the grass is greener, so he's going to appreciate coming home for him.
Yeah, interesting.
It makes a lot of sense.
Let's go to production. What is this supercar with Ricciardo?
Good afternoon, guys. Nothing really to report from the grid as we get ready for the start of the race, apart from Toto Wolff has said that he's very confident both his cars can move forward in the race and challenge Alonso. He actually went as far as calling Alonso a wasp.
A wasp?
A wasp?
Yeah.
Wow.
But he said he's positive that, apart from Max, that there's a good fight on for P2.
Is there mind games going on between Alonso and
100%.
Mercedes? I think there is.
100%.
It's not the first time I've heard a back and forth between those,
but I love
those
that.
two camps.
That's what the sport's about.
Yeah.
So much you want to get in people's heads because all it takes is one tiny momentary lapse of concentration. You're thinking about what somebody else said when they had an interview, and you've spun the car on the wall and given your opponent a huge advantage.
We're obviously very biased. What I need today is Hamilton going into turn 1 ahead of Alonso, right behind Max immediately.
And Max, they can go. They can.
Oh, just both of them.
Take each other out.
Clear both.
Just take each other out.
And you want to Merc 1-2.
Merc 1-2. What do you think about George today? What can George do?
Do you know what's funny about George is he's got Hülkenberg right behind him.
Yeah.
And Hülkenberg's obviously shown pace now because he was P2. So I just don't know with George. Is he going to get on team orders? Is he going to be like, yo?
He's been crying a lot the last few races.
That's what I'm saying, and I'm like,
He's always
They
crying.
have to work together today. Mercedes would be stupid if they let their drivers fight early on. They can't. They've got to think, because they have the two cars behind Alonso. They can essentially double team him and make something happen there.
Yeah.
If they let their drivers fight and something goes wrong, it's so many points for them to lose in a very, very important constructors battle that they're going through. It's so stupid if they let them fight.
They've got to think about Perez as well. I think Perez can get a podium.
Perez on a
I
podium.
mean, the car is quick enough too.
The car's quick enough.
I don't know
He's
if
coming
he's
from a
quick
long
enough
way.
to.
He's got 70 straights. He's got 70 of that straight.
Yeah,
from the hairpin, he's got 70 guys around it.
Yeah. And
Should we do
once
one-
that wing opens up, it's over.
It's only one every. No, it's about 1 every 9, isn't it? No, about 1 every 9. 1 every 9 laps he's got to get, something like that. 1 every 12.
Yeah, it's not a lot,
Quick
is
maths.
it, really? And we're looking at a 2-stop, you were saying as well. Should we do a 1, 2, 3?
Yeah, let's do a
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Let's do the basics, and then we'll get to the
Are
more.
we doing what we want or what we think?
What we think.
Okay, cool.
What we want.
What we want is you're gonna say Verstappen DNF.
Yeah.
No, what we think.
I'm banned. I'm banned. 15 race ban.
Let us know in the chat as well.
He'd still win the
I know he
constructors.
would, yeah.
Big up everybody in the live chat as well. I'll be checking your comments.
I'm going for a Max Alonso Lewis, how it's set up currently. I think that will be how it is.
That is what we went with in the
the end.
preview this morning.
Yeah,
as well.
and I've thought about it today, and I think I'm going to stick with it. You're having a good long think about this, though, Alexis. You're getting the old noggin round it. I like
I'm
that.
scratching the chin and everything.
Yeah, really going for it.
Jamie says, have you all enjoyed the sun this week?
No, it's so hot in this studio, man. I
I don't know
I'm
what it is
roasting.
about the lights. It's
Oh
just,
my god.
enjoy is an interesting word. I am content.
Yeah. You're going to New York.
Do you know
in a
what? I
couple
feel
of
like
days,
I'm
though.
complaining because I have been asking for this the whole time. But
Yeah.
now that it's here, I'm like,
Yeah.
So it only takes one trip on the central line and suddenly just pure
Yeah,
regret.
for real.
Yeah, just pure regret. So
Sun's been nice though. Thanks for asking.
no, it's yeah, we are grateful. Do you know what I mean?
Max Alonso Lewis.
Max, Lewis, Perez,
Where's Alonso?
out.
Crashed.
George.
Finished.
Crashed with George. You called something. Oh,
I think I
wow.
called a crash with George.
Perez and George. You
Yeah, you
called,
did,
didn't you?
Yeah.
Um,
Am I going to change what I said?
yeah, do it, mate. We haven't got long now. It's only got to be what?
They've got
Yeah, a
a
couple of
coming
minutes.
up.
Yeah, we're going to do.
Yeah, I'm going to go. I'm going to go
formation.
Verstappen Lewis, but I'm going to keep Alonso in third because he's
So
been
you
very.
think Lewis will
he's
do?
been-
You think Lewis will do Alonso?
I hope so, yeah, and I do think he does have the ability. I think it's close between those two. I'm just so happy to see Alonso.
I'd
in
love
a
to
good
see
car
that fight,
again.
man.
Yeah, I
I'd
do want
love
to
to
see.
see.
That fight. I want
Because
to
I'm
see
a neutral in that
will-to-will
fight.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that.
But
Alonso.
also, the more that they fight, the more they back up the whole grid, and potentially then your
Correct.
guys can come into play. So
Yeah, I'm not even holding out
no,
optimism.
you're not even doing that.
I forgot
no.
they're even
Where's
racing.
where's
mate.
your Ferrari hat? What's going on?
In the bin, mate.
Guys, we've actually broken him. Just in the live chat, have you noticed he's got no Ferrari gear on, no hat. He's not got any red socks on, nothing. He's not interested. He's not
I
done
got
any
red on my sock.
He's not-
There's red on my sock.
It's very discreet.
Production upgraded.
Yeah.
They upgraded.
Yeah.
It's an upgrade. It's an upgrade.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's an
That.
upgrade.
He's kept the label on it as
like
well.
this.
That's
This is
mint
good.
condition.
It's an
This is good.
upgrade.
But yeah, just keep an eye on him because he seems like as if he's potentially just completely done with the season.
I've got you, mate. I've got you.
Yeah,
Don't worry,
forget
don't
it.
worry.
Forget it.
I've got you. What about Albon today, guys? What's he going to do? P9?
No points.
He's going to fall back, is he?
Yeah, but he did an incredible job.
Yeah.
And he got
It's a
his
shame.
strategy right. He won't get. I can't see him getting any points.
It's a
but
shame
he
when
did
I see somebody
amazing.
overachieve like that, but I know they don't have the capacity to stay in that area.
I think Hulk's the same. I don't think Hulk will score today.
The cars
unfortunately,
behind him,
either.
like Perez and Leclerc, on a straight, done. Game over. Bye.
That's it's so much quicker.
Yeah.
It is so much quicker.
The gap is insane. It is.
Well,
So
one more question. Is anyone going to the Wall of Champions today?
Somebody's got
Can't
to.
not talk about the Wall of
We've
Champions.
got so many champions on the grid.
Yeah. Who's going to go into the wall? Please not Lewis.
Well, you think Alonso might go in the wall?
That's a good one.
There's someone going into. There's some loose cannons on
Let's
the grid.
let's do a prediction.
Like Sonoda, like he's got Wall of
Yeah,
Champions.
Sonoda's been
potential.
really mature this season. Well, like he's been on the cusp of top 10 and.
Already know he's going in the Wall of Champions. There's
For
only
me,
one guy that can.
I've put Logan Sargent in the Wall of Champions.
Latifi?
Oh, is he back?
No, he's-
Oh
It's
yeah.
got to be right.
Yeah.
Lance Stroll.
Home Grand Prix
Oh
sticks it in
no,
his
that's
wall.
not very nice at all.
Look,
On his home Grand Prix.
But he went round Monaco like it was at the F1 video games, just banging into walls, didn't he? Like he's online, like an online forum.
Have you played the game, right?
I haven't played the new one.
No, I haven't got it
played
yet.
the new
Yeah,
one
I
either.
wanna get
Monaco
it.
is an awful track to have to try and play.
Right, let's
No,
go
but
through these tyres quickly. So
fair
everyone's
enough,
starting on a medium tyre,
Yeah, it's a formation
except
lap.
from Perez, Magnussen and Bottas, who are on the hard, and surprisingly Gasly's coming out on the soft.
Wow.
He's the only guy coming out on the soft. We're just having a look through what they might do with the tyres. There is the one-stop option, which is hard all the way, and then mediums to finish, and there is a two-stop option, which is a really short time on the mediums, and then changing it up twice. So it'll be interesting.
If you're going to do a two-stop with the hards and then mediums, how much can you actually push to take advantage in the first place? Is my question.
The hards
You've got to make it last somewhat, no?
The hards will hold out. I think that's why medium, hard is the preference. Mercedes and Ferrari don't have any. They've only got one set of new hards left.
You were saying,
so they've got to go medium, hard, medium. So they're hoping for a safety car at some point to stretch out their pit window a little bit.
Yeah.
Do
you think we could get a safety car today?
I think
We've not been getting a lot.
100%.
We haven't been getting a
We've
lot.
got like two races without a flag.
Yeah,
or something
no
ridiculous.
flags. We just get the checkered flag. That's all.
And that's a rubbish one because it's Max.
Yeah, literally, yeah. And then 10 minutes later, everybody else comes in. Yeah, you're right. They've been quite well behaved recently. You haven't had any safety cars, any flags, any disruptions, which is good, I guess, if you just want to have a normal watch along where it doesn't go on for like 10 years. What race was it that we covered that just went on? No, it was a late start. Was it Australia? We got hit really.
That was the
early.
morning. Yeah, it went on and on. There was about 6 red flags. Or something.
By the time it was done, it was lunchtime.
Yeah.
So they're just about to come towards the end of the formation lap. They're going to be parking up the cars. Hopefully nobody puts their car in the wrong place because the penalties for that this season have been quite strict. Yeah. Was it the Alpines? Ocon was it?
Was it drive-through? It was, wasn't it? Right?
I think it might. I definitely believe it was
something like that.
Someone got a drive-through. Someone got a 10. Oh no, he got a 10 second and he didn't do it properly. Did he?
That was it. Yeah.
20 seconds. Yeah.
You got a penalty and then you got penalised for doing the penalty wrong. Yeah.
Come on. I don't know what I'm saying. Come on about. I'm starting at 11
I'm not really sure what's going on over there. I think is Ferrari F1 Chelsea this season? That is just a terrible.
Yeah, that's actually a good analogy.
What a super chat that is. That's very accurate. Yeah,
we've got to turn it around, man. Right, we're turning it around today. Come on, we're going to finish 4th and 5th. There's no way.
People in the chat are just saying audio. Maybe take a little look at maybe the audio. We'll see. We'll see what we can do, guys.
Probably me bursting the mic by shouting about Ferrari, mate.
Long hole at the back of the grid. Last guy around took forever.
Yeah, they always do. They drag it out so much to get themselves right. Here we go.
There was a stat there. Seb was the last person on pole who didn't lead the first lap.
Good stat.
Oh gosh.
And lights out and away we go, guys. The race
look
has
how
started and
Lewis has done it.
Oh, go on!
Lewis has done him.
Yeah,
completely done him.
George is just about keeping it.
George
He's on the outside. Maybe George. He's making it stick.
Oh no, Alonso's pushing him.
Oh,
he's got now. Alonso's got him because it's a right-hander
Hamilton
coming
has
up.
gone into second. George is going to follow in fourth behind Alonso, but Hamilton's got Alonso in the first corner. Moved himself up already inside the first sector.
Lewis Hamilton, that is exceptional.
Yep.
Brilliant.
That is
Glad I changed my
unbelievable. Well done.
8-time world champion.
Perez has just done somebody there.
That is what we do. Finally,
It's all been really clean.
Yeah, it has been clean. So all is.
Perez and is that Sainz or Leclerc?
Must be Leclerc.
Leclerc's got a run on
Leclerc going round the outside of Perez. Ooh! And over the curb, and Perez gets it back.
No, I think.
And goes back ahead of Leclerc. Yeah. Just very ambitious, very aggressive by Leclerc. He's going to go again. He's going to try and go on the outside. Go on. Do you know what? I don't know what it is about Perez, but at the moment, recently, he's disappointing me so much.
No, it is. It's Sainz. It's not. It's not Leclerc.
Sainz. How is that possible?
Leclerc's leaped up.
So Sainz started 8th, right?
Yeah.
No, Sainz started 11.
Sorry, he dropped. Yeah, he dropped.
But
he was penalised.
So Perez has done. Perez has done Sainz.
Yeah, he was penalised.
Clean the first lap. Ooh, Perez having a look. Perez got. Here we go. Who's that?
Who's that?
It must be Holcomb.
That's a Haas.
It's a Haas.
No, it must be Magnussen.
Magnussen, yeah. So Leclerc has done the fastest lap.
Magnussen's dropping right
A
off.
lot of action in the first lap.
Okay, so Leclerc's got himself in a decent position.
That was great fight between Sainz and Perez.
From him, I must say.
So they've all got to drop the 1 second this lap. They've all got to get out the gap.
Yeah.
We might get a DRS chain actually down that back straight.
Yeah, it looks like we will. Leclerc is having a good old look at the back of Norris there. We'll see him as he come around this corner here.
Max has put 1 point, has put a second on Lewis on the first
Already
lap.
put a second.
Lewis has put a second on Alonso, which is interesting, but Russell's still just in DRS. Ocon's going to be the cork, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ocon's
he's going to one that's going to back up everybody. Yeah,
he's
100%.
He's the cork, definitely.
I thought some of the front wing of that Ferrari came off when he was going up against the Red Bull, but I guess
he bounced really high over the apex, didn't he?
Yeah. No, but I'm talking about just when he's behind him and he was trying to maneuver around him, but it looked like he clipped him on his front wing just before he tried the overtake. But I guess there must not be any issue.
So what a great start by Hamilton. He didn't take him in the corner. He didn't have to run him wide. He didn't have to put his elbows out or anything. He had him dead to rights, didn't he?
Yeah. We haven't talked about Tsunoda, but something's obviously gone wrong there because he's 15 seconds behind 19th in 20th. So there's something, we haven't seen it yet, but there's something there for sure.
Oh, it's worked with Gasly. He's jumped 4 from the start. He's jumped up to 13th.
I like Gasly. I want him to have a good race. He deserves it after yesterday.
Yeah.
There's pace in that Alpine, so there's no reason why he can't also be in there for overtakes.
Short little circuit, innit? 118.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, the thing with Perez, he might be off the pace because he's on the hards. So he's on a.
Let's have a look here. So we're going to see Lewis, who just gets. Oh, Alonso gets such a poor start.
Such a bad start.
Really,
I think that's more of an Alonso poor start.
100%.
Of not to take too much credit from Lewis, but I think Alonso.
Oh, and yeah, Sainz had a bit of a horror show start as well.
It definitely was a bad start from Alonso. That's where George got so close.
Yeah, he did. He almost lost both those places.
Do you know what? It's actually, you've got to say
because he had the inside line there, otherwise he would have been finished.
Because George could have easily taken him out there.
Yeah, he could have.
And they could have both been out. You've got to say it's actually good driving.
So Checo got a good start. It looks like he got a good start.
Yeah, he leaked
Did he get squeezed here?
It's going around.
He's all right so far.
On the inside. I think he's just kind of in a pack. He can't really put his foot down completely.
It's the hards. He hasn't got any. They're probably cold. The circuit's probably a bit cold.
This is that Sainz and Perez battle again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he just had to cover it off for the Haas.
Woo!
That was close.
Perez is going to cut. The race is going to come.
That's Magnussen, isn't it? Yeah, trying his luck around the outside.
Last 20 laps, Perez is going to be flying. I mean, I think he'll probably get
on the mediums.
Yeah,
oh my god! Oh my god! How did he keep that out the wall?
It's Kevin Magnussen, legend.
Jeez.
This is the second version of Kevin Magnussen because the first version was a little bit chaotic. I must say.
Yeah.
He's definitely matured a lot since he's
Hulkenberg's done unbelievably.
He's sitting nicely in 6th.
Yeah.
McLaren's haven't really moved, have they?
Well, Hulkenberg started in 5th, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. But even still, to be in that position is still strong for a Haas.
Mate.
And Alex, look at Alex. He's only gone down 1 to 10th.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got to imagine Sainz and Perez and probably Gasly will get him, and then even Stroll eventually. After that, Magnussen I don't think will, but
Stroll.
Might be a bit of a holding pattern because they've got to do a lot of time management probably in this first race.
Yeah,
as well.
100%.
Every race recently, there's such a big gap between the Red Bulls, the 2 Red Bull drivers and the 2 Aston Martin drivers.
Russell asking for feedback on strategy. Still plan A, so we just stay with Alonso, not let him get away from us.
Yeah.
I wish they told us what plan A was.
Oh, who's that clip in the wall?
That's a clip. Is that an Aston Martin?
Yeah.
It looked like it could be.
Stroll. Yeah, online gaming, mate.
What did you say?
He's an online
What did you
gamer.
say? Yeah. That's
cars.
exactly what he said.
He's an online gamer.
He loves to clip the walls.
So is that Alonso's got DRS on Hamilton? Yep, Alonso had DRS on Hamilton there.
Wow.
Max pulled out the fastest lap, 1:17.2. He'll go down off the road now. Let's go to production.
So just to confirm for you there, that Aston Martin that clipped the wall and turned forward wasn't Lance Stroll, was Fernando Alonso.
Oh, wow.
As you can see, it doesn't look like it's damaged him too much, so let's hope he got away with it.
Quite surprising for someone of his experience, to be fair.
Reaction time for the start.
It wasn't actually that much quicker. He's only 100th of a second quicker on the. But look how much quicker he gets to 100 kilometres. That's the difference that it makes.
Yeah.
The gears bogged down when he pulled out. Probably pulled off in second. Going second to third, it probably bogged down a little bit.
I mean, it's brilliant. That's what you've got to do. If you're behind someone like Alonso, you've just got to do your own thing right and hope that something goes wrong. And Hamilton's reaping the rewards there in second place, and he's out of the. I think is he out of DRS from Alonso?
Still in it.
No, he is still in it. Of course, he is.
It's perfect for Mercedes because they are in a race today with Aston Martin, and now they've been able to kind of sandwich Alonso. They can work that strategy.
Do you know what? I haven't been that harsh on Lance Stroll this season. I've tried to back him a little bit, but mate.
I've brought it up before, but everyone seems to go quite nice on Stroll because
I think
it's almost like as if his dad's here.
Yeah, we're all just hoping.
What are you guys afraid of?
If we're nice to him, he might send a little check, mate.
I get why Alonso's being nice to him, but I don't know why you guys. I mean, listen, I think Stroll. It's difficult to judge because at the start of the season he had a wrist injury. So he was kind of maybe overperforming considering the issues he had. And he has had a couple of good races, but you can't be that far behind, consistently behind Alonso.
I think the car is somewhere in the middle. I think Alonso is outperforming the car and Stroll is underperforming the car. I think the car is actually somewhere more like today, like a McLaren kind of car. Somewhere in the middle there. Or an Alpine or something. A McLaren now, not a McLaren at the start of the season. And so the gap looks wider because Alonso is so good and Stroll is, frankly, at the moment, piss poor.
I don't think he's good enough to be there.
I've said it before.
I think he's good enough to be there.
It depends how serious his dad wants to be about challenging for constructors and drivers' championships, but mainly constructors, because you can have one world-class driver and go and take the drivers. But for me personally, I think if they're to actually go up against Red Bull consistently, they need 2 top drivers, and I don't think he comes into that at all.
That's Alonso right on the tail of Lewis Hamilton. You knew he was going to come back and fight. He's under half a second away from now with that DRS open. I think we could see some really good fighting here.
That's what that groan was.
Yeah.
He could end up backing Alonso back up into Russell though, if he can, maybe.
Verstappen's on the radio saying he thinks the tyres are more vulnerable than an FP2, which is when they were driving in the dry. So we could see higher deg. And as you were saying, that's because the rain that we've had. You made that really good point earlier.
Washed it all away, which means that Mercedes and Ferrari might have been in a bit of trouble with only one set of new hards.
Big time.
Desperately hoping for a safety car. Stretch that window out a little bit.
Yeah. Out of the 4 drivers for those 2 teams, who do you think's got the best ability in managing that situation? I guess
Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton's tyre management is the best in the world. Yeah. I don't think anyone will ever be better at managing tyres than Lewis Hamilton. Yeah. Yellow flag.
Sector 2.
Something's happened.
What's happened in Sector 2?
Sergeant. I said.
Sergeant, what's he done?
Why am I celebrating it? Well, he's done something, hasn't he? Is it? We're not seeing it currently. He's stationary. He's stationary.
Yeah, he stopped.
Is it
critical message?
Depending on where he is on the track, they might have to red it if he's completely in the middle of the track. But they're still fighting. That's McLaren.
They're not showing a replay of
Norris on Hülkenberg.
The stewards have been really bad for that. They've waited too many laps in the last season or so.
Piastri's up to 6th.
Yeah,
so he's done Norris and Hülkenberg.
Sorry, how did he do that? We didn't get a camera shot of that.
We didn't see that at all.
So Piastri's up to 6th.
We've got a virtual. It'll be very interesting to see where.
Stack up.
Very interesting to see where the car is. We haven't seen it.
So does anyone come in?
There it is.
Does Gasly come in and get rid of those softs?
I was looking at
worth it, is it?
Not only about a minute and a half, 2 minutes ago, I saw Piastri.
Depends
he was
where
nowhere.
that car is. Are they going to actual safety it, or are they able to? Oh no,
it's out the side.
They've done that. Yeah. Fair play, stewards. They've done that so quickly.
Yeah.
Fair play.
Yeah.
They don't need to bring a safety car out for that. Brilliant.
No, virtual's fine.
It's ending already.
Yeah. That's really good. That's probably one of the best I've seen this season.
That's how they're supposed to do it though. Yeah. Sometimes they drag on and the virtual should be a safety and the safety should be a red flag. They've done that perfectly.
No, that's. Oh, he just loses power.
Yeah.
He just loses power. Bizarre.
Right next to the exit as well.
So it's Albon or bust for Williams today now in terms of points. Sargent out of the race, first DNF.
He'll go pointless all season, I imagine.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. Most likely. Has De Vries got a point this season, actually? Speaking of
Alonso's very close. Alonso's really close. Lewis will do well to... Oof. So
Mercedes engine, what can it do?
So is Lewis? Is it draggy? Is it draggy because it's a bit higher? Or is Lewis saving tyres?
Yeah,
a bit of both.
Exactly.
Who is seeing here?
Is it tactical?
It's a Ferrari of some sort.
Leclerc. It's Ferrari and Leclerc. Number 9.
Norris, is it?
Norris, yeah.
Because he might just be backing him up, maybe into George, but.
So that's 9 laps already. The pit window opens 16 to 20. I imagine they didn't put the graphic up for Gasly, did they? Surely Gasly's got to come in the next couple of laps. Those softs can't last much longer, can they?
He's actually, so far I think it was a good decision for them.
Yeah.
Because he's made a few places up. I mean, he's not going to get past Perez. He's not going to get past Perez. So it's, now do you try and stretch the grapple on Stroll? He's not really going to do that because they're caught in a bit of a DRS train. So huge DRS train. God, there must be about 8 cars in that.
Yeah.
Who is the panel's favourite driver of all time and favourite Grand Prix race? Best and worst driver of all time and Stroll versus Fernando. Well, let's take that one step at a time. Favourite driver of all time, obviously Hamilton for me. So that's easy for me. What about yourself?
It's not Nico.
Are we sure? Are we
It's
sure?
not Nico.
Are we sure?
Yeah. Or Valtteri.
His punditry is brilliant
Valtteri,
these days.
yeah.
He's not playing around.
Yeah, Lewis is comfortably. Used to be Damon Hill before that. but
What
it's Lewis.
about you, Joe?
Oh, I've got to say Carlos Sainz.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Your favourite driver of all time is Carlos Sainz. You don't want to go to any of the greats.
No, I don't want to talk about Senna. I don't want to talk about Damon Hill. I don't want to talk about Lewis
Schumacher,
Hamilton.
no.
I want to talk about Carlos Sainz, the
my-
smooth operator.
God, I think
This is
they're showing
Piastri's move.
Yeah, they're showing the replays on Piastri now.
like-
That's on the Haas.
That's like saying Harry Maguire's your favourite footballer.
Yeah, it is. It is. It really is.
what?
I'm just going to leave him to it. Favourite Grand
When you get emotionally attached to a driver, you can't let him go.
Jesus. What about your favourite tracks? Well, favourite track. Just
Track
to make
or
it more
race?
difficult.
Track.
Oh, track is too
People are
tough.
saying race, but I feel like it's more interesting if you say track, no?
I mean, this is a controversial one, but I just think the race where I've been
you can
most,
say, but let's do both.
the race where I've been most invested, and I hate the outcome of it, but is the 21 Abu Dhabi Grand
Same,
Prix.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I was you know, I'm an emotional
stressed.
guy.
I was stressed on that one.
I was screaming, mate. And I know it was doctored, and they made it dramatic because Netflix were there. But my God, it worked. It was dramatic.
Well, Gareth Bale doesn't watch Formula 1 anymore because of that.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that
so
too.
Who's really laughing now?
Maybe favourite races is.
Favourite
I'm not
is
really
so
answering.
tough. That's
Not maybe
so
not
tough,
answering
yeah.
that correctly. Ricardo's win at Monaco. That was incredible. Incredible race. When he limped the car home to win it. That's got to be up there as well.
Maybe Hamilton winning in surprise. Hamilton winning in Germany when Seb put it in the wall.
I miss Germany, man.
Mixed conditions. It was mixed, raining for parts, dry for parts, and he was driving on slicks for parts, and he was just reeling Vettel in 2 seconds a lap, and Vettel just choked in and put it in the wall. Maybe that.
As we said, Gasly's come into the pit to the soft tyres, obviously not dealing so well on the track, only 11 laps in.
What's yours, Matthias? It's a tough one, isn't it?
It's tough to ever. For me, I love the Brazil track and Hamilton winning in Brazil.
Oh no, I take it back. 2020 Brazil.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay,
Hamilton winning in Brazil. Hamilton winning in Brazil is just special. I don't know
Yeah.
what it is about the connection between him and the Brazilian F1 fans, but that for me always
Yeah,
tops
it's
it.
like
I love it.
home from home,
Yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So for me, that's always top. The favourite track, I change it all the time. I love the Baku track. I love the Brazil track. But I think Spa.
Spa, you love Spa.
I love Spa.
We've spoken a lot about that. You were
And
very
I was
into it.
fuming when Spa didn't go ahead. Remember when it was just constantly raining?
Verstappen
And
hit
they
a
made us wait
bird.
for hours.
Oh, wow.
A couple of years ago, I think it was, and then it just didn't go ahead. Was it last year that happened with Spa, or the year before?
2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah.
Have you been to Spa?
Never, no.
Uh-oh,
Been twice.
Have you?
Amazing.
Who's just gone
I
off?
bet it is. Oh,
Someone's just gone off. Hulkenberg's gone in the pit. I thought he did
Hey, he's a
you
Ferrari.
favour.
He's a Ferrari.
what kind of stress is? What are you doing?
I was like, oh God. No, he's just pitting, mate. They do it twice a race.
Do you know what? We've done that quite a few times. On the last race, we did that quite a few times.
We've
We
got
haven't even been able to do our first pit stop guess
Well,
yet.
they haven't
but,
showed it yet, have they?
Yeah, they haven't showed that. They haven't
De
decided
Vries with
to
a
show
slow
it.
3.8, Stroll with a tidy 2.4.
What was the third question?
So,
There's
what was
real-
the third
good
question?
Good questions.
Yeah,
Best
really
and
good
worst
question.
driver of all time, Stroll versus Fernando.
Oh gosh.
I'm not sure about that last.
Oh, I think
part.
they're just saying the best driver versus the worst driver.
Oh, okay.
Like we've got the best driver of all time.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, yeah.
Russell's.
What? Whoa.
Is that Russell? It is
No,
Russell.
is it?
Yeah, that's George Russell.
Yellow flag.
100%.
Oh.
He's hit the wall. He's lost half his front wing.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's it.
George.
That is-
Why are they green flags? Oh my
Safety.
God.
Yeah,
Safety
safety
car,
car, there you go,
safety
yeah.
car, safety
George
car.
Russell is...
Oh,
Oh,
rear
dear.
puncher.
Puncture on the...
Rear puncher.
He can't limp. Is he
on the
going to limp that
rear,
home?
on the rear right tyre, it looks like a puncture. That wheel is completely falling off.
And that's Max. Max is pitting under the safety. Surely Hamilton.
Surely
follows in.
Hamilton
Everyone's
pit
got
as
to
well.
come
follows
pit,
straight
pit,
in.
pit,
Everybody's
pit.
pitting.
Get your boards.
Max,
This is where the fun
what is
starts.
the time going to be for Max?
2.4 for Max.
He's not even done it yet.
2.6.
2.6
No, it's quicker
I'm
than
going
that.
with.
2.3.
Oh my days. What did you have?
Hamilton.
Oh, no,
2-1.
that's-
I can't believe I just said 2-1. There's no way it's a 2-1.
I'm going to go 2.5.
Hamilton's was
3-2.
Yeah, I think. Oh! Oh my God! Is that's the Martin there clashing with Hamilton on the way out? Is that Alonso?
Goodness. He
No,
might
have
get.
a look
He might
at
get
that.
unself.
They
They will have a
unsafe
look
release.
at
Yeah, they
that,
tried
boys.
to. They tried to go. Oh my days! That's Alonso, isn't it? Versus Hamilton coming out of the pits, and I think they're going to get done for an unsafe release.
I tell you what, it's all
Mercedes.
going on here today, boys.
Jesus. They might. I think
The
Mercedes
board
might.
almost went then, you know. The board
Yeah,
almost went.
bang!
Yeah. The board
We need to
almost
have
went.
another. We
Exactly.
need to have another look at that. From
I think
angle.
Mercedes might get done, and is potentially going to get a
Right, is
penalty.
George,
this
what's
is-
happened to George? Is it just his rear right went?
Typically
Is it
tends
all-
to be.
Is it driver error?
Oh, yeah, he's lost it. Yeah, he's lost
Oh,
it.
right in, yeah. Smashed it
Oh
right into the wall.
dear.
He's just lost it there, hasn't he?
He's gone too deep. Yeah, he's gone
Yeah.
too deep into the corner.
Yeah.
That's just pure human error. Oh, that's big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was big.
That is big. Yeah.
Yeah, that
Look at all the carbon fibre coming off the car.
know-
that's a lot of laps.
That might
to
be
clear
that might be a red flag, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it might be because
there's a lot of
it's not a good
debris.
area to do that because you have to. There's no sidings to come onto the track and get rid of that, so it probably will have to be a red
Here we
flag.
go. Is the release? Is it unsafe?
Oh, it's unsafe.
I don't know.
5 seconds, I think.
I don't know.
You don't think so?
I mean,
It's close, but
They needed to get him. They needed to
Look,
get him out
look,
in
look,
front.
watch it again. Bang.
Yes, he has to slow down.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
penalty.
Yeah, it's penalty.
Penalty.
Is it usually a 5 second penalty, isn't it, for unsafe release? Or-
Yeah, generally,
yeah,
yeah.
genuinely. I think it's a 5 second penalty, that one. don't
I
think-
didn't from the first angle. I didn't realise how much he had to stamp the brake.
Yeah, no,
he had to stamp the
that
brake.
was- Do you know what? They panicked because they didn't obviously want to get overtaken in that moment, but that's exactly what's happened.
That's why it's a team sport, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because the pit stop cost him
Yeah.
Are they looking to get George back out?
Yeah, because it was a 3.2. What was
Yeah.
Alonso's?
2 point something,
Yeah.
and he was a second behind him. So
But this is what I'm saying. One
team
click of the
sport.
fingers in
Yeah.
F1 is actually a ridiculous amount of time.
they've got to retire that. So look at that in the space.
no,
of,
mate, they're
Oh,
sending George back
Where
out.
are they going? where do they think they're going with that car?
What are they?
Oh my days. Well, do you know what? He'll be back in soon. I'll tell you that. for
Data.
free. Data.
They're looking at data.
So, the Ferraris
Oh,
haven't
come
stopped.
on.
The Ferraris didn't stop. The Ferraris did
Ferraris
not
didn't
stop.
stop.
But neither did Perez. Neither did.
Perez is on hards, though, remember?
Oh, they're on
Why did
mediums,
the
that's
Ferraris
true.
stop? Are they not both on mediums?
They're both on mediums. I mean, you think you at least bring
Plan
one
E.
in.
Plan E, guys.
Plan F.
Yeah.
Plan B.
Plan F.
Plan F.
Fuck
We
this.
fucked it up. Yeah. That's what we did, guys. Unfortunately.
I hate
Yeah,
to say
eh,
that's a stone wall for Lewis. I hate to say.
That
might be
that's
another
another
one.
That's another penalty, I think, from McLaren.
It's Norris on it. It must be
Unsafe release.
Albon.
Look.
So in the space of a lap, Mercedes race has
And
just
again,
gone.
Yeah. It's a little bit more borderline, but it's probably a 5 second as well.
I wonder how long. It doesn't look like they're going to read it though.
No, they won't read it.
No, they're not going to read it, are they?
So for Lewis to save his race, he's got to pull out 5 seconds, which might work with Sainz and Leclerc. It might be P4. I think Perez might catch him.
At the
and-
moment, it is conjecture because they
Well-
haven't even said that they're investigating. We haven't
Yeah,
seen
well-
that they're investigating.
Well,
they will.
they can be a bit slow sometimes, can't they? Of
course
But
they
Ferrari
will.
haven't pitted. What do you make of that decision? Because they put
Oh,
themselves.
I don't know. I don't want to guess what they're thinking. They're not thinking anything. I think they forgot you need to change your tyres.
Ferrari's strategy is a beautiful thing.
They're going for track position.
They're going for track position.
I don't know why you're going for track
Is
position when
George-
you're 4th and 5th on
George
mediums.
saying? By the way,
Oh god.
no text from George's radio message.
Yeah.
Probably something along the lines of "Sorry, guys."
Yeah. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to.
Oh, he's asking if the car's bent. If the car's okay, and he's saying
It
it's a bit
doesn't-
bent, but it's okay.
It does look bent. I was looking at the car coming out of the
smacked that,
pits,
mate.
and it was wobbling around, almost porpoising,
you
like
su-
it used to.
Are you sure he wasn't asking to switch with Lewis? He does every race.
What's Lewis saying? Where's the damage come from? What the?
Damage for him.
George's
yeah.
car. Lewis is bad.
He's seen bits of Merc carbon fibre on the
Yeah,
track.
yeah,
Of,
yeah.
oh no!
His spidey senses are tingling. He's like, yo, what's that carbon fibre? Is that my car?
That looks familiar.
Yeah, it does, yeah. No, Lewis, you're fine. You just have a 5 second penalty most likely coming.
Ferrari,
Safety
only
car for
people
quite
on
a few
mediums.
laps.
They haven't said anything about that release though.
No, they haven't. But FIA may not have seen it, which is fair enough. It's about time we've got some luck on our
Yeah,
side
yeah.
at Mercedes anyway, so I'm more than happy to
You
take
know
it.
Alonso's screaming down the radio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not gonna
Disqualify!
let-
Disqualify him!
He won't let them get away with that.
You have to disqualify him.
Alvin in the chat is saying that's not an unsafe for Lewis. Just an overreaction. Norris' release was way worse. Now, that's a slam dunk. Interesting.
Is it Alvin saying it wasn't unsafe?
He's saying that it's not an unsafe release from Lewis.
Thanks, Alvin. My anxiety's just gone down a little bit, so appreciate it.
I hope you're right, Alvin. Personally, I'd be a bit surprised if they don't see it as unsafe. But
let's put it this way: from where I was sitting, it looked unsafe.
It did because
But look, you don't know from the TV angle.
Perez didn't pit, did he?
No.
He's got track position.
It's
as well.
a game of risks as well, though, right? It's always a game of risks.
Yeah, you could easily get another safety car, and then
yeah.
what you've done is a fantastic move. You get to go and take your pit stop then, and then suddenly now you're way up the grid. So
I'm really surprised they've sent George back out. I've got to say.
Yeah, I am surprised as well. I thought with the
barrier,
amount of,
right?
Yeah, the barrier. Yeah, I'm surprised that they didn't red flag it because I just don't know how they've cleared that. But they're still obviously under the safety.
I don't like a red flag though, to be honest.
No, it is.
They need to change the rules for that.
It does ruin the momentum of the race.
Shouldn't be able to change your tyres.
Shouldn't be able to touch the car. Can't touch the car. Sorry, can't touch the car.
Completely agree.
Yeah.
During the red flag.
Yeah, can't touch it.
Completely agree.
Not even keep the tyres warm.
Maybe keep them warm, but you can't go changing front wings, changing angle on the front nose.
Yeah.
You can't do any of that stuff.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more.
Red flag is the race has stopped. So if the race has stopped and everyone is in their positions when it came, then it needs to be exactly.
The race hasn't ended.
Yeah.
It's just paused.
Yeah. I agree. In a quick 16 laps.
Yeah, it has. It looks like this safety car. Maybe this is going to be the final lap.
I'll tell you who's on for a stunning race. It's Esteban Ocon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because depending when these guys come in and pit, it'll be interesting to see how far behind Alonso he is. He's obviously on fresh tyres now as well.
Well, he's going to jump to P4, isn't he?
Well, it'll be P4, and it'd be interesting to see what the gap is when the timings come back. When
because everybody ahead of him hasn't pitted, so it's kind of like a false
green flag. But Esteban Ocon could do something special there.
Safety car ending.
Yeah.
You called it right, ending this lap.
Let's get it.
Here is Checo's start again. Race control have
He actually gets off to a
noted
decent
Ocon,
start.
Bottas and Kevin Magnussen for overtaking under the safety.
I've just said about Ocon, and he's going to get a penalty.
You jinxed it.
Kiss of death, mate.
There's been a few little crazy infringements like that, right? Like yesterday in qualifying, Hulkenberg, just little silly things, little niggly things.
Stupid.
Just like
it's just
Ocon's had a few.
Do the basics right in F1.
Yeah.
Do the basics right. Be quick, and you'll end up at the right end somewhere.
Prost made a career out of it. He got three championships out of it.
Yeah.
That's what Ferrari should be. You know, Prost and Senna could be Leclerc and
Yeah,
Sainz.
mate. God, I wish.
Do you think Sainz has the potential to be a world champion?
No.
I don't think so either.
No.
I think Leclerc does, but...
Sorry, Joe.
It's alright, it's just the love of my life, don't worry about it.
Sorry about that. I didn't I've come on a bit strong
flag,
there.
here we go.
That was a bit strong.
I'll tell you what is interesting, it gives Lewis Hamilton a look at the back of Max Verstappen, which we weren't expecting to see again, and he's about to let it go.
Do you know what? Not everybody has to be a world champion anyway. Be a race winner.
Yeah.
I want Lewis to do Max here, this would be fascinating.
Surely the last time this happened, he was in this position was Abu Dhabi, right?
Other way around, yeah.
Yeah, it was the other way around. What am I thinking?
Maybe he should just go right alongside Verstappen.
This is going to be a very interesting restart.
Why is Max weaving like that?
Get the tyre in. Here we go.
Oh, he's got good. Oh no, that Red Bull out the corner.
Red Bull's gone again.
That Red Bull, the traction out the corner for.
But
Red
Alonso
Bull
is
wild.
right on.
Oh, who's that?
Who's Ferrari. Alonso is right on the back of Hamilton. He could take it back.
Yeah.
Oh God, he's right behind
it's
him
close,
now. Look at Max. Max is gone again.
Lewis is like, give me DRS.
Yeah, Max is almost a second already.
Yeah.
Jesus.
God alive, he's good.
The speed of that Red Bull is ridiculous.
I think I'm going to have another beer to get through this, boys.
Right, we'll see Max later then. Nice seeing you again.
He's bored though, isn't he? You can tell. No, after the races, he's bored.
Yeah, genuinely.
He's just like, oh, it's nice. Like.
Well, this is why he needs to go to Ferrari.
Genuinely.
He won't be bored of Ferrari. He'll have strategy to deal with, engine problems to deal with.
He'll quit.
Yeah.
He'll quit.
But if he doesn't want to be bored...
He's already talked that he wants to do sim racing, not F1 racing, like long term.
Yeah. It's a different generation, those guys, isn't it? Completely different generation of racers.
I mean, literally Max has driven off. Done.
Yeah.
Hamilton's done well, not to get carried away and just think about Lewis and has managed to hold off Alonso as well. Not too much of a challenge there. The two Ferrari guys behind him, Perez hasn't made a jump up. Magnussen, Bottas, Leclerc and Sainz and Perez all still due to pit.
I haven't spoken too much
Unsafe
about
release, the Norris one has been noted.
Oh, it looks like
But we haven't
Alvin
seen-
might have something cooking in the chat about Norris.
What's his name? Alvin?
The main man, Alvin.
Get Alvin in the studio,
Yeah,
mate.
yeah.
Alvin knows his stuff, mate.
Where's Alvin in the chat? He might have made a great prediction.
Alvin, we've got a job
I don't
for
wanna
you,
jinx
mate.
it.
He's just in the chat. He's in the chat like, calm down, lads. Calm down. Overreaction.
Calma.
I don't
Hopefully.
think Ferrari fans can't overreact though at this point. I don't think.
What do you mean?
It just, you know, when anything happens, it seems to always go the wrong way for you guys at the moment.
Yeah.
I follow a few F1.
Yeah.
I follow a few F1 accounts on Twitter, and every single weekend it's the same tweet. So difficult being a Charles Leclerc fan.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you said this
Oh.
last week, and the week before, and the week before that.
Norris and
Piastri.
wow, letting them fight.
Are they letting them race? Are they? Yeah.
Fair play.
Looks like it.
Piastri was too nice then. He saw his sister car.
Yeah.
And he should have.
He didn't fight it.
Yeah, Norris bullied him. That's a bit rude.
Hamilton Alonso is under investigation.
Yeah, and I think he's going to get a 5 seconds.
Alvin sacked.
Listen, Alvin. Listen, I disagree with you. I'm not going to lie. I still disagree.
You don't think it's an unsafe release?
No, I do. Alvin thinks it's not.
Okay.
I do believe it's an unsafe
Well,
release.
I'll
think
be
he's gonna
very
get 5
surprised
seconds.
if
I'm
they're
not-
looking at Norris and they're looking at. They'll both get a penalty.
I think they'll both get it. Just there'll be less controversy if they just give both of them the penalty.
The thing is, it's unfair, really, because it's not, or not unfair. It's stupid, but it's not driver error.
No, it's
They
the pit.
hit the accelerator when they're told to go.
No, 100%.
And again, it's one of
It's
these
a team
things.
sport, you got to
do
penalise-
the basics right in F1.
Yeah.
Do the simple things correctly.
Sadly, 3.2, that's an eternity in a pit stop now.
It is, yeah.
So the
You
turn-
need
that's
to be
poor.
hitting twos. You have to.
Oh, dear.
Huge lock up on those old
massive lock up
mediums.
on the right front for.
Yeah.
Is that Leclerc?
Yeah, Leclerc 16.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, that's a massive flat spot. Look at that.
you guys are going to come out. Where will you come out if you pit? Are you coming out last, right? You got to be coming out. Yeah, you're coming out last.
The whole grid's bunched up together from the
you're
safety
coming
car.
out
Yeah.
last because Russell's +6, +15.
That
to
flat
Max.
spot is going to be.
What are they doing?
Oh, they're together. Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, and we like the colours. What do you mean?
I love Ferrari, man. That's such a meme.
Look at him. Look at him.
Doesn't know what he's doing in there. He's stressed. Oh my goodness. Go on, collide, crash into each other, and take off.
Ferrari are going to send me bald, mate. Honestly.
Send both Ferraris out of the race at the same time. That's the only thing we're missing from this season. Oh, what's happened there?
It's Norris or Piastri. I'm not sure which. I think it's Piastri.
Yeah, the one behind says Piastri. It's a funny
Oh,
thing.
he's been done by Albon. Well done, Albon.
He really went for it there.
Alex has got him.
And would they have raced? No, not really. They would not have come across each other in the lower divisions, would they? A little bit of a gap, I think, age-wise.
The Ferrari thing is really weird, isn't it? So, like, as a Hamilton fan, you look at Ferrari and think it's the biggest manufacturer. It's the Real Madrid of
Yes.
Formula One, and
Yeah.
you'd think someone as established as Hamilton, you'd want him to go there, but then you think no, you don't, because it would just be the end of his career.
Yeah.
The way it's ran,
Yeah.
and when there are rumours that he was 2 or 3 weeks ago, he's considering it. That must have been contract negotiations, like
Putting pressure. I think if everybody could have their favourite driver go into a Ferrari that's competitive and can win, everybody takes that deal, because if your favourite driver can win at Ferrari and take a driver's championship back, or a constructors as well, help that.
Yeah.
That's history.
Yeah.
So I'd love that for Lewis. I'm sure Max fans would love that for Max. Like Red Bull, Mercedes, they're just not Ferrari. They don't have that level of.
Nah.
It looks as though Magnussen has given a place back to Ocon and maybe Bottas as well. I'm unsure exactly for overtaking during under the safety car. I think that's what the radio was saying there.
Okay.
Is that right, production?
Piastri doing a good job. Lewis noted. Unsafe release noted. You lot jinxed
God,
it.
look how tight they are.
You said we jinxed it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's close. It's a proper DRS train that's forming there.
I'm stressed.
Why? There's no
What
pressure.
do you mean, why?
Season's done. Take inspiration from what I've gone through the whole year.
Yeah, as a Chelsea fan.
Yeah. Season's done. Just embrace it.
No, I don't want to embrace it. It's Ferrari.
So here's the question for you, Joe. You've seen what Mercedes have done when they've came with a new philosophy, and
Yeah.
do you want that at Ferrari? Do you bin what? Because it hasn't,
Bin it.
Yeah, bin it.
Bin it.
Bin it. Come with something new.
Oh, mate, there's nothing to bin. It's already in the bin.
Yeah.
It's time to get. It's time to recruit Haas's.
Gunther, we talked a little bit about that, didn't we?
Gunther. It's time for Gunther to step up.
He'd be good for vibes. I don't know what he'd be actually for the team, but
There's no vibes in the team. There's no performance.
there's no vibes. That's genuinely a thing. A lot of people disagree with me on this, but I think how your morale is in the team will have such an impact on
100%.
on what happens day to day, with developments, with the racing, with the qualifying, everything. I think makes such a difference. And maybe Gunther's not the right person, but they're not happy at Ferrari. It's not a happy place to be at all.
If you think that it's a sport of tenths of seconds on and off the track that you're trying to develop, if you're under pressure and things are going against you, you're working slower, you're making mistakes on or off the track.
Totally.
I think culture's massive, absolutely massive.
100%.
So the culture's off at Ferrari. Biggest motor brand in the world, like by far. It's
You think of a race car, you think of a red Ferrari. Always.
Yeah. And
Sports car, you think of a Ferrari.
Yeah.
Just speaking to Richard earlier this week, obviously Le Mans last weekend, Ferrari taking the win.
Yeah.
So across the board.
I'm fascinated to see what's going to happen with these pit stops. Are they just going to go long on these mediums for as long as they possibly can? I mean,
Well, who hasn't pit stopped? We've got Leclerc, Sainz, Perez.
what's interesting is that Perez is 4 seconds off Sainz.
Ooh, who's that? Oh,
It's a great
Lawrence
move.
Lewis.
Unbelievable move.
Oh.
That's an unbelievable move by Fernando Alonso. But we're going to see Lewis fight back.
Go on, please.
I mean, Fernando's still got the DRS
He's blocked
open,
him off.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
blocked
yeah.
him off.
but he's going to stay with him.
Alonso's a really good defender. That's the problem.
This is mega fighting.
But this is the fight we all predicted and that we asked for,
yeah.
to be fair. So
Yeah.
Lewis is with him. Lewis is with him.
Hungary 2021 was it when Alonso made his car 3 cars wide?
Yeah,
mate.
Yeah.
unbelievable performance.
Nah, Alonso.
That's incredible from Alonso.
Alonso's
That one
dropping
off.
it.
It's going to have to be strategy and pit stops that are going to have to. But this is what happens when you have a 3.2 second stop. That's where that's come from.
Yeah.
You can't be having that kind of pit stop.
And you've got to give credit where it's due. That Aston Martin's flying and Alonso's driving the wheels off it, isn't he?
Yeah.
That was a bold move.
Yeah.
That was not an easy move to make.
And I think that's must be Albon and the Williams. Yeah, it's not.
It's nice to see some good racing.
Oh!
That was naughty.
Whoa!
That's
move.
not good from Albon.
Yeah, you're saying great overtaking it was, but it's good how much they trust each other.
Yeah.
Even with the bad blood and the stuff that's gone in the past,
Yeah.
they have good clean racing, which is good. I feel
Like I have a bit of pace here. Signs saying that he has some pace in the lockup, which I'm surprised because these are 23 lap old mediums, but they're doing the job. So I think Signs is essentially saying that, let me go.
Yeah, he wants to switch.
Let me
He
go.
wants to switch.
And he's within DRS, so I wonder if they're going to let them. Because Leclerc is only 2 seconds off Hamilton.
But he hasn't pitted.
He hasn't bit, but he's on the medium tyre.
Lewis is hanging with Alonso though.
He needs to.
So
No further action for Norris, unsafe release. Lewis could get away with this.
Ooh.
I'm shocked.
Lewis could get away with this.
Yeah, if you're not going to penalise one, maybe they won't penalise the other, so we might be okay then.
It's a little prediction. I think Lewis is going to really drag this set of tyres long. It's the only avenue back into the race. He's got to try and, because they're going to have to go back to medium, whatever.
Yeah.
You think he's going to do a one stop?
Overcut.
I think he'll try and overcut. He'll either overcut him or come out on a rapid pair of mediums with 15 laps to go,
Yeah.
which means he's got to get these another, quick maths, he's got to get these another 26, 31 laps, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's got to take them fast, so it's possible.
That's their better shout.
Yeah.
That's their better option.
Yeah.
Is let Hamilton do his thing on the tyres rather than fight, and then have to pit. Generally, what is going on at Ferrari? What is happening?
Normality.
Do you know what you need? You need a sprinkle of rain, mate. If you had a sprinkle of rain for you now.
Genuinely, that would be spectacular, wouldn't it?
Yeah, go in 4th and 5th, get those inters on. You probably put them on full wets, but you need the inters.
Oh, here come McLaren. On.
It's a shame that Ferrari are Joe,
Magnussen.
though, isn't it? It's a shame, you know.
Yeah, mate, it is.
Magnussen.
That's a great move.
Yeah.
That's a
Really
great
good.
move.
Piastri on Magnussen.
Yeah, well done. It's a good move.
Piastri is without
And now
doubt.
that's Albon going right in as well, and I think might get him on this straight.
Piastri without doubt having the
Albon. See the speed of that Williams. No, not quite.
the best season out of the 3 rookies. Piastri. I mean, he's probably in the best
Oh yeah,
car
for sure. But he's probably the best driver as well out of the 3. I think.
And in the best car.
He definitely is.
But he's doing well.
Yeah.
Where's the Breeze?
De Vries is
17th, and Sargent stuck it. Oh no, Sargent
actually
died.
prediction. De Vries or Sargent? Who would you predict to still be on the grid next season?
Sargent.
Yeah.
De Vries to go.
Yeah.
De Vries could be off his, on his way
Marco,
out.
there's rumours Marco might get rid of him in the next couple of races. He doesn't mess around, does he?
I think Ricciardo could go in there maybe.
That is a feeder team
What
of
a
Red Bull.
fall from grace, though. Do you know what
Do you know what? I love it.
F1 is a humbler.
Yeah.
That's what it is, really.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
And I think he needs to go to AlphaTauri and work his way back up, to be honest.
Yeah, but can you imagine if he went to AlphaTauri and started putting in a shift? Then the pressure's even more on Sergio Perez.
Yeah, but I think that's the way it should go. I don't think he should walk into a Red Bull. He shouldn't walk into the best car on the grid after what's happened recently.
Yeah.
Let's go to production.
So some news on Ferrari, and I don't think you're going to be too pleased, Joe.
I'm good.
But,
This is going to be fun.
so Ferrari are 4th and 5th at the minute, and the team have just confirmed to Leclerc that they want a clean stint on these medium tyres and that Sainz is not going to attack him.
So they're just going to sort of just drive for a bit. They're driving. That's what they're doing. They're just going to go for a little
Ferrari
drive.
bad news bingo. That's what I'm going to start calling it. Ferrari bad news bingo.
So they're not going to let Sainz through on Leclerc.
No.
But this plays into Hamilton's hands massively because if
He's laughing.
If he does get a 5-second penalty, he'll be fine because he's pulled out, what's that, 3, 4 almost on the Ferraris, which gives him 7 on Checo, and he hasn't stopped. Gives him about 12 maybe.
Yeah.
12 on Ocon, he's the closest he's stopped. So he plays
And we know
massively.
that Toto does a beautiful job of strategy.
Apparently, Andrew says the commentator just said that Ferrari have got bigger fish to fry. You could not write it.
No, he didn't actually, did he?
Bigger fish to fry than...
Where's Robbie, man?
Yeah, literally, mate. Mate, get your chef's hat back on, man. We got bigger fish to fry.
You know what? Yeah, there's no question that this season I might whip out the chef's hat on this watch along, one of these watch alongs,
Just for a laugh.
just to cook. If Ferrari keep performing like this, I will cook. I will cook them.
What do you...
I will.
They cook themselves.
Nah, they
Yeah,
ain't.
correct.
Air fryer.
It's not enough.
Correct, Air Ferrari, mate.
Unbelievable. That's Albon there on.
Is that... Magnussen's
Yeah,
just
it's
done
Magnussen,
Albon, yeah.
No, I think Albon was always behind Magnussen, no? In the last couple of laps. Was he not? I think he's attacking him. He's been attacking him for the last couple of laps. Yeah.
He's gone back 3 from the start. That's
We
what
haven't
it
spoken
is.
about Sonoda much. Where is he? He's just
sitting there.
13.
irrelevant.
But he's gone up.
He's irrelevant
He's-
today, isn't he, Sonoda?
The problem is he's been really steady, and that's what's killing De Vries because he's just 3 or 4 places always.
Unfortunately,
ahead
I also think De Vries' ability is killing De Vries.
Fair enough.
I know it sounds really rude, but you can't compare somebody like... You can't even compare somebody, I don't think, like De Vries and Piastri, who essentially are at the same level. There's a reason De Vries is
There's a
28
big
years
age
old
gap, yeah,
and getting his first
exactly.
season now. It's
Yeah.
late.
Yeah.
And look,
Piastri's clearly talented.
probably a great guy, but he's not doing well.
You better
is
be
he?
careful. We might get an interview out of him on this channel.
It won't be with me, will it, after that?
He said.
That's what he wants.
Joe said you're not very good at driving. care to respond, De Vries?
It's all over the.
Who's coming in the pit there?
All over the grass.
That's Stroll.
It's got to be Stroll, surely.
Has to be Stroll.
Yeah,
His
yeah.
race is-
All
We're
over
gonna
the
see
grass
it.
on the way in.
We're going to see it. Let's
Oh,
time
yeah,
it,
let's get
boys.
this pit.
Okay.
Where's my board?
I'm
damn.
going 4. That's long.
3-1.
I'm going 3, 4.
God, this is...
2-5.
That felt way longer.
That's
than
fine. I would never have got that right anyway.
Oh, there's the board right in front of me. I'm so blind.
Still
When
looking
he's
for your
there
board,
talking
bro.
about millimeters and
milliseconds.
milliseconds, I'm like, yeah, spot on. I'm not even gonna try and tally that up.
Not going to happen.
So Hulkenberg's gone down like 10 places as well, by the way.
I saw. And Joe's jumped right up.
Yeah.
Do you know what the graphic they need to do more? They need to they show what you see the cars, either splits or intervals,
Yeah.
and then what tyre they're on. Just one little extra column of how many stops they've done would be so helpful.
Yeah.
Genuinely so helpful. Because occasionally they show it,
Yeah, but then they take
but
it away.
remembering out of 20 or now 19 guys
Yeah.
who's done what and what tyre they're on, it's just like put one tiny little extra.
Very simple column to do as well.
And I think it would really help a lot of viewers, me, out.
Before the safety car, how far ahead was Max? Do you remember?
I'm not
Uh,
sure.
Yellow flag, sector 1 and 2.
yeah.
1 and 2, so that... Oh,
Oh, back to green.
okay.
Must have been a very minor mistake. Albon has
Because that's what the
got
leaders
ahead
are,
of
sector 1
Magnussen there.
and 2. So I knew
He's
that was.
just coming up to Piastri next now, Albon. And he's leading that long, look at that long DRS train there.
It is long.
It's a good 6, 7, 8 cars maybe in that.
Overtake award, are you giving it to Hamilton at the beginning or Alonso getting it back?
I think I'm going Alonso purely because it wasn't
Switch red
at the
signs.
start of the race.
What's
Maybe a bit more difficult.
I'm
to do.
happy in mode X. Weight box, not yet.
Red.
Stay out, stay out.
That red font on that black is like me sitting in Specsavers and trying to read the top letter. Honestly. It's just, they need to do better than that. They know exactly.
They know what they're doing.
Come on now, this is your team. It's always your team. It doesn't matter what it is, whether it's performance strategy.
Is that coming in? Is that?
No, this is a
that's
replay of Stroll coming in, but it's
so
almost like he was forced in.
Yeah. I
He
he
didn't
came on
want
the
to go
grass.
in.
Came on the grass. That's it. He had to.
Do you know what? He's
Come in
smashing
now.
into so many walls. He's like smashing into one of the.
It's not a bad stop, that, to be fair.
No, that's actually. I could see why that was a 2.5. I would have guessed that if I had the ball.
Oh, give me a break,
If I had the ball in
Matisse.
time, I would have
Find it, mate.
Give me a break,
I'm just going to
Matisse.
keep it here. It's fine. I'm just going to keep it a long time. Keep it close because I would have got that. 100%.
Max is only 4 seconds ahead.
I could feel that 2.5. I could feel it.
He's only 4. What lap was the safety car? It was about lap 13, right?
Yeah, it was maybe 16?
16.
Oh, no, it was 16 we were talking about, so around 13,
Yeah,
14.
13, yeah. So in 17 laps, he's only pulled out 4. I mean, he's probably managing. To be
I
fair.
can't imagine he's pushing.
No, yeah.
Why would he? Because it's Alonso currently has fastest lap. Verstappen will go and get that at some point.
Yeah,
100%. As the fuel drops out the car and they become lightweight.
So
They're saying that, to be fair, De Vries was a F3, F2 champion, but there was nowhere to go, and thus had to go to Formula E, and then he won, and so obviously he has.
That's
fair.
the thing. That's the
fair.
thing about De Vries, and as Richard has said on this channel multiple times, Richard really rates him
But did it
as a
take
driver.
him too long to be a champion
It's
in
str-
F3, F2?
I can't remember exactly the ages that he did it, but for me, it's I think it's just really tough for him. He's come in not a great car, and Tsunoda's now having the season of his life, and showing that De Vries basically isn't up to the standard, and it's tough. I do, there's a part of me that feels for him really, but ultimately, Formula One
Very
is a
ruthless.
billion dollar business, $1 million business for the teams, and if you're not scoring points, you're not earning money.
Yeah,
And particularly for the smaller teams.
simple as that, really.
it's development. While he was winning those championships, he wasn't in Formula One.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So
correct.
Exactly.
he's probably got the talent, but he just hasn't.
I think it's taken him too long to get to the top.
Yeah. He showed it. Where did he race last year? And he did pretty well. Was that Monza? He did somewhere.
It was Monza and a Williams, and he scored a
in
point.
Williams, yeah.
And everyone said he's the next big thing.
Yeah.
We all talked about it, even at the beginning of the
what
season.
age though? Next big thing.
27. He was.
So he's got some talent, but
Yeah.
Yeah, and a Williams. It was a slow Williams.
The wonder kid that never ages from the
Is that Peter Pan?
Jesse Lingard.
he's saying that to himself because you're United fans.
Oh, Lingard's trash, mate.
He hasn't got a club at the minute, has he?
No, he released.
He's been released.
Not released, yeah.
We shouldn't talk about football.
No, we shouldn't. So
I'll just get-
we're on a break.
You need it, mate.
I was about to say, I was trying not to. If I speak, I'll get in trouble. I prefer not to speak.
Mourinho. Is that Mourinho?
Yeah,
it was,
yeah,
wasn't it? Yeah.
Come on. Oh,
Just
do you know what? It always
We've got
catches me
another
off
stop
guard.
coming in.
They just come.
That pit entrance.
I've got it. That's the most.
Oh, we're not gonna see
I know we're
it.
not going to see it. It's the most dodgy
It's
pit
Hulkenberg.
straight in the calendar, most likely.
See, I like it when I play the F1 game because you'd have to brake.
Yeah, you'd have to brake, you just go
Oh,
straight.
that's
Yeah,
slow!
Really
That's
slow.
slow!
Oh, we did get to see it, and I'm going to go over.
Oh, that wasn't. It was 3-1.
You.
It shows how slow Lewis is stopping.
I'm not
Lewis is
listening to you when it
long.
comes to pit stops.
Yeah, man, I'm
'Cause
so
I was
bad.
I wasn't really sure, but I was about to guess based on your reaction.
You were going to say like 7-3 or something, yeah. I'm so bad at guessing, mate.
It's so slow. 2.3.
I also guessed a 1-8 once. It never happened. It's
Yeah, it never happened in the history of the sport. It's just 1-8 out of nowhere.
What is the record?
For
1-9,
Williams,
right?
1-8
1-9
for Albon in a Williams.
One is changing a front wing.
Yeah.
So Max has been complaining about the tyres, and he's just come on and said the grip's getting better.
Okay, so he's going to pull away, isn't he?
Yeah.
I don't listen to Verstappen's complaining because it's never accurate.
So the higher tyres always have a trend of they lose it a little bit after a part of that stint, and then they come back in.
Yeah.
So if you think about 2020, Hamilton in where was that? What was that? Turkey.
Which race?
Turkey when he won the championship.
Oh, yeah,
And he took the
yeah.
hards a long way
Yeah.
because they just rubber up. They become slick.
Yeah.
They rubber up.
This chat. It has to be draining for Charles and Carlos to have to plan their own quali and races every week for it.
Mate, it's true. Who says that? Because they're completely right. Like, it's such a good point.
It's not really a real name. It's just loads of.
It's completely right. Like even
wiki
yesterday,
tiki.
Charles Leclerc was going, "Put me on the slicks, you morons!" And they went, "Nah, we'll just stick on the internets." He's going, "The track is dry. Please let me go racing."
Are you sure it's dry?
Yeah, and they're like, "No, we think there's some rain." I'm on the track.
Can you imagine being on track GP?
On track
Shout out to
GP.
us, right? And you're saying it's dry, and they're telling you it's not, and you're literally
Mate,
on the
you
track.
can't imagine how frustrating that would be.
Speaking of which, guys, PS5 still hasn't been taken home by.
Speaking of which, wait, how do you make that leap?
I don't know. It's hot in here, okay? Make sure you like. Make sure you like the pinned Instagram post, and also subscribe to the channel if you want to win that PS5 before the PS6 comes out.
Yeah. Lex, I've already checked. We're not allowed to enter. I have asked. They won't let me.
So we've got Magnussen really flying the flag at the moment. Hulkenberg.
So we've still got Leclerc, Sainz, Perez, Bottas to pit.
Yep.
Oh,
Here we go.
Oh, here we are.
Board.
yep.
Oh boy, Gasly.
Alpine, it's looking like oh, that's slow.
3-1.
3-6.
It's a 3-1, boys.
2-7.
It's a 2-9.
Okay, we're really off.
Well, you were.
Yeah. I'm just dragging you into this.
It's funny when you're shouting. It's really slow. About a 3-second pit stop.
That's mad, isn't it?
It's really slow.
I feel like this is one of those things that you kind of have to keep doing. And
Yeah.
then you get closer and closer.
Yeah.
By the time you get a lot.
How many have you got all season? I think I've got 2.
I've got 2 as well, yeah. I should have 3, but one of them was off camera.
Yeah, the stream dropped out, mate.
Yeah, the stream dropped out.
Oh, that's tough.
Me and Sam got them right.
This Ferrari's still going out there on those tyres. 35 on the medium is wild. That's half race distance.
And what's really interesting is that Perez isn't even close.
You must be going for one stop. It has to
They
be
have
one
to be.
sit.
They
It has
have to be going.
one sit.
Well, but they can't be
opinions
going
on,
medium and soft, can they?
Medium hard.
No, but I'm thinking, how long can they drag these mediums out?
But if this medium's got 35, then they'll try and get the hard all the way to like lap 200, won't they?
Yeah.
Any preference on tyre? Stonebridge versus
Pirelli.
Pirelli, yeah. If you're digging back into your archives of Formula
Whichever
1.
ones, do you know what?
Whatever
I just
one
like it when
degrades
they.
faster.
I like it when they exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, Haas on Haas.
Wow.
Haas on Haas, and who's gone through both of them? Stroll's gone. Was it Haas on Haas?
Is that
Oh no, it's Haas on Sonoda. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh!
What is going on?
Oh my
days.
gosh.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Whoa.
What have they done?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's
Oh, what have
insane.
they done?
That's really bad.
Sonoda, Paul Sonoda.
Oh my days.
Oh wow.
So who is that? Sonoda and.
I'm
Magnussen.
going to take a bet and say it's Magnussen.
It is Magnussen.
Oh, one of them's going to come out. Magnussen's going to.
Okay,
Oh, they're both going to come
coming
out.
They've kept the engine running, but Sonoda can't move until Magnussen does.
That is insane.
And they've got to wait for. He can't get.
He's going to get. They're going to get the. They're going to get the cars back out.
Is it? Oh my days.
Oh,
I just saw someone flying in there.
Yeah, someone just flew into that corner.
Ferrari
and then
pulled
of
the
course
tyres.
the camera pans.
Ferrari have not.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
waiting
brilliant.
for safety.
Instead of getting to see the conclusion of that, I get to see the Ferrari.
This actually could
take
benefit
the
if.
tyres back in.
Oh God, I hate that when they're coming around, man, like 100, 120 miles an hour.
So what actually happened here then?
Let's see. So it began with.
That's two Hasses though, right? Yeah, the
No.
two Hasses.
No, it is, it's all right,
That's
yeah,
the
yeah,
Alpha.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm not gonna lie,
Magnussen
someone-
takes him.
They need to change delivery.
Close, yeah, really close.
So there'll be front wing damage for Magnussen, 100%.
Survived it.
and then
Looks
it's-
like
Actually, it has survived.
Yeah, I think they're
And
fine.
then Georgie Boy snuck on the inside.
George sneaks in there, takes that.
Yeah, no
Said, I'll have
problem.
that.
But it looks like they both just sort of accidentally drive off
And then
after
here,
that.
look.
Oh, it's
it's-
the Vries.
Oh,
they've
both
locked up. They've
They
locked
both locked up. They didn't touch.
Yeah.
It's the
Do
Vries.
you know what it is? It's
not,
De Vries.
Oh, is it?
He's done.
Oh dear.
So De Vries is locked up.
Oh dear.
Helmet's on. He's riding it now. Contract termination.
Oh,
So he locks
dear.
up, right, and that causes.
Are they going to change Magnussen's front wing or not?
Turn in. So
Does he get a penalty for that? De Vries?
No, no front wing.
Does he get
what
a
for
penalty
locking
that?
up on the inside and then basically forcing the hash to go
Oh dear.
out?
I think you do. That's got to be right.
You did give enough.
Ocon's
I
coming.
don't know.
Ocon and
I think it
Bottas.
might go down as driver error.
Yeah, but if he's taking another car off,
Yeah,
But he hasn't really collided into that
you know
car.
what,
he has to make
and he
a
didn't leave
defensive
him
action.
room.
So
Ocon pit.
I don't know.
Ocon pit.
Here we go.
That's looking like a
2-9.
2-4. 2-4.
2-9.
2-5. 2-4.
That's close.
Mate.
Sorry,
Getting there
it's
with
so
him.
out of touch. I need,
Getting there with
I
him.
need to practice at home.
Getting there with him.
Just watching old races.
Meanwhile, Ferrari still haven't pitted.
Can you imagine? just what you need. Just get a compilation of pit stops on YouTube and just practice before every watch along.
Also, we haven't heard anything more about that unsafe for Hamilton, have we?
No, he's away with
They've
it.
just forgotten about it.
Yeah.
He's away with it. If Norris got away with his, then
But then
Hamilton
again,
would have
this
got away
race
with
might finish 2 hours later, then they'll tell us that she's penalised because they like to do that.
100%.
Yeah.
I literally woke up this morning and saw about Hulkenberg. I was like, oh, what? Okay.
his. Yeah, they left it so
Production
late.
were up late last night with the updates because FIA like to, they like to keep things.
Yeah, Coylan put in a
things
shift.
interesting.
Big up Coylan.
This is Albon and Piastri. Albon's going.
Perez has come in. Perez has finally come in.
We're not going to get to see it, though, are we?
I mean, it makes no sense.
Here we go.
Oh, we are
Oh, wait,
seeing
we
it.
get to see it on a small screen.
Right.
It's a good thing I'm blind.
Perez pit stop.
Someone
All the
else
way
is-
to the
someone
end
else
because
is
they've
coming
got
as
the
well.
yeah.
Oh, that's unbelievable.
What is going on?
Who's directing this race?
This race, this whole
2.3 as well.
this whole
Quick.
sport. Oh my days.
Piastri's coming
Piastri's
too.
coming in now.
2
Oh, that's quick. It's a 2-4, boys.
2-7.
2-4! 2-4!
I'm so off.
Yes!
So off.
I feel so good about myself. Something to cheer about at last. Forget the Ferrari jacket. I got a pit stop.
How many have you got for the season?
That's
now?
3.
Jesus.
I'm ahead of you, finally.
Jesus.
I can go home
I'm
happy
actually
now.
way off. But
Box.
Signs coming in.
I need to get this right. I'll be getting it to.
Lando Norris got a penalty.
Oh, Lord.
What, so they've changed their mind?
They noted it. So
5
if you
seconds.
look
And they've gone back on it.
Unsportsmanlike behaviour.
It's just a late.
Right, this is science coming
I
in.
don't understand what's
That's not for the pit stop.
No,
going on. Not
that's
for the
something
pit stops,
else.
it's something else.
Unsportsmanlike.
Please, I
behaviour.
need to get this right.
What is this, cricket?
Yeah, did he call you crap or something? You're crap, Piastri. Sorry, sporting mate.
Right, come on, boys. Let's have a nice clean stop here, Carlos. Come on.
Here we go. I'm gonna get this
No
right.
clown behaviour.
Oh, that's a bit late.
Oh, it's a
2.8,
2-9. It's a 2-9.
2-9.
2-8! 2-8! My fist is there. You want it?
Mate, it's my first show, you know.
Mate, that's huge. Why? That's
Why
huge
am
on
I
your first
a
show.
second out like that? Oh,
What did you say? A 2-9?
I said 2-9.
I said
yeah.
2-9 as well.
It felt like a 2-9.
Should we go to production?
Yeah, let's go to production.
Just a bit of news on that penalty for Norris. It's believed that it was for backing up under the safety car when it came out for George Russell.
Oh dear.
They slowed down unintentionally or unnecessarily.
Okay.
Hamilton's been on the radio as well. He's been told to use his tyres up if there's anything left, and he said he already has. Which means there's
They're
plenty,
coming in.
Which means there's plenty left for Lewis because he was
Yeah. One of my tyres are shot,
Vries is
and then
on
it'll
the
go and
shots.
set fastest
Purple,
lap.
purple. It's in the meme. Purple. They must just be back in the back in the garage. Like, right, Lewis got another 15 laps then.
And we got Leclerc coming in.
Box,
Right.
box.
I need a correct time. Come on. Oh, I'm not going to see it. I'm
So it'll be interesting because the 2 Ferraris could come, depending on how quick his stop
We are going to
is.
see it from Leclerc.
The 2
Coming in
Ferraris could
now.
come close here if Leclerc has a slightly slower stop. Anything slower than
Watch out for Perez there as well.
Three.
Because he's gonna,
Coming
when he
in.
jumped, Perez was battling the Ferraris before, wasn't he?
Oh, that's late. That's
a
2-8. It's a 2-8, boys.
3-1.
2-9.
I just said that last one.
It'd be really interesting to see where they come out here.
Yep.
And Perez is just on
battling each other.
Albon.
I think.
Yeah, Leclerc's
they're
come
fine.
out ahead.
They both come out ahead. That's massive.
We're going to see a good bit of racing between Leclerc, Sainz and Perez now.
So,
Yeah.
looking at the strategy, the Ferraris are ahead, but they've got to make those hards go for 30 laps, which they will do. But there's going to be a tyre offset.
Yeah.
If Checo comes back in and gets another set of mediums.
I mean, it's hardly it's a surprising overtake that
No.
Sergio
Look
Perez
how
is
much time
overtaking.
there is.
What's going on with Esteban Ocon down there?
I'm not sure.
Because he's down in 9th.
Yeah.
And, what's his stop situation? He must have stopped.
Hamilton.
He was-
box for Lewis. Box.
Lewis is coming in.
Wow.
Come on.
So
This has to be a quick stop for Mercedes.
it's got to be another set of hards, surely.
Hamilton's in the pit.
They owe him a second after the last one.
Yeah, come on.
The pressure's on. He's got medium.
That's nice. 2-3.
2-4.
2-7.
Are you taking it?
I thought that felt quicker than yeah, really quick.
That felt really quick.
I mean, we were talking about 0.3 of a second, so I guess it felt really quick. Maybe it's the bias there, you know.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
Did you guys see the
1-1.
you guys see the Twitter stuff about Hamilton and Shakira?
Yes, I
And
saw that.
Alonso's flying tweet. Did you see all that stuff?
No, I missed this.
I didn't see that.
So Lewis is supposed to be dating Shakira now.
Okay, yeah.
And there's a tweet from
I
from
did.
from 2012
About Gerard Piqué.
So Gerard Piqué
Yeah, I used to.
tweeted and said he's a Alonso fan and said
Yeah.
Hamilton out, Alonso's flying.
Yeah.
So it went viral that everyone was tweeting pictures of Lewis and Shakira saying Piqué's out, Hamilton's flying.
Yeah.
It's good.
They've been friends for ages, apparently.
Alonso's coming
Here we
in.
go. Alonso's. This is big. This is really big. They don't
So-
want to get undercut. So if it's a
If
long
this is
stop,
slow,
if it's slow, it's going to be right on the edge. Right on the edge.
Coming
Here
in.
we go.
And
It is.
it's a
decent.
Quick,
That's a
2-5.
2-5, 2-5,
2-5,
2-5,
2-6. 2-6. Oh, mate.
What is my luck right now?
I can't.
It'll come out ahead,
Yeah.
for sure.
But Lewis would have definitely shut the gap, maybe. Yeah, I mean, he was about 4 seconds behind. What's that?
It's about, yeah, still 4.
2, 3. Yeah, it's about 4, maybe a bit more.
4.4,
I'm
4.5.
surprised they didn't run Lewis longer than that.
I saw that the two guys that went off.
2 stops each now for those
Okay,
guys.
tap.
Verstappen's still only on the 1 stop so far.
Perez, fastest lap. I was going to ask you guys, do you think he's done enough so far in 42 laps? Has he?
I think he's up to a reasonable
Who,
position.
Perez?
Yeah, it's a bit steady Eddie though, isn't
I
it?
think he
We're
could
still
do,
behind the Ferraris.
I think he could do with getting
So
ahead
no.
of them, both those Ferraris.
Right, Verstappen's coming in.
Box.
So he is. If it's a comfortable stop, he will come out ahead of Alonso. If this is a slow stop, Alonso
Red
would.
Bull don't do slow stops.
Well,
I'm
Yeah.
just trying to jinx it,
True.
but yeah. Red Bull are the fastest at pit stops. They never ever do a slow stop. This will be minimum 2.8.
Come on, 15 seconds.
15 seconds.
Be amazing.
No, that's a 2 point.
so quick.
2.6,
2-3,
2.6,
2-3,
2.5.
2-7.
Yeah, but minimum 2.8, which is what they do.
That's the thing. To be fair,
That's
they
slow
didn't.
for them.
That is slow for
But they,
them, yeah.
I think they probably went a touch slower so that they didn't risk something going
Yeah,
wrong.
they usually do 0.5s.
Because he's still, he's 7 seconds ahead. So they didn't need to do a 2-1 or 5 seconds ahead now.
Yeah.
Alonso's flying fastest lap
It's
of the
mad
race.
that they can relax
Was
and
that
do a
Alonso?
2.7.
Whoever's behind Hamilton just had fastest lap of the race.
Behind Hamilton, so Leclerc.
It must be
Yeah.
Charles. Yeah, it must be Charles.
I would say Ferrari actually doing better than I thought. It will be interesting to see how long
Yeah.
how long their
Perez
hards
is
go.
great. Oh, so Perez must have got it back. Ooh.
That was a bit close
Yeah,
for
yeah,
comfort,
yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
it? On the board still.
So Perez is 3.5. He's about 6.5 seconds off a podium with 27.
But he'll have
laps go.
to do both of the Ferraris, and I don't think he will.
You don't think Perez will do both of the Ferraris?
No.
Remember, Perez is on a set of mediums
Yeah.
in a rocket ship,
Yeah,
and both the Ferraris are on
but he's
hards.
not. He's not Max Verstappen.
No, he's not.
So
So
he's not been behaving like a rocket ship.
So yeah, if he was at Red Bull, where do you think he should be, guys? Like, what's his level? Because he's not Red Bull level.
No.
He's not contender level.
Oh my god, it's a good
Looking
question.
like Ferrari level right now.
Do you know where he'd do a job?
Shots on the side.
He'd do a job at Aston Martin for Stroll.
You think he's that good? I'm not even sure if he's that good.
Nah,
I
he'd do.
I still rate Checo, to be fair.
I think he'd do a job at Aston Martin. I think him and Alonso would be a fierce partnership.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
But
What's Charles
I look
saying?
at Aston Martin and I'd rather give that
Signs
seat
will
to-
not attack you.
I'd rather give that seat at Aston Martin to many others, like Norris, like
Yeah.
who else?
Norris will go to Mercedes eventually, though, when Lewis goes, I think.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Being
So
Feels like-
George.
feels like
an
a-
all British lineup.
Him and George,
yeah,
Him
yeah.
and George.
All British, like, they love the all British thing. It feels like a
Yeah.
natural step.
Yeah.
And I could see signs going back to McLaren.
So the way it's looking,
Okay, that's
Is
an
your-
interesting shout actually.
your prediction, Joe, is spot on for the top three as we started.
It is. It's almost like well, no, I don't know what I'm talking about, mate. I just follow the vibes, man. I'm just here for the fun. Just vibes, mate. I just come for the strongbow.
This is what Ferrari have done. This is what they've done.
That's what they've done to me,
Used
mate.
to come in with goals, ambitions,
Mate,
targets.
Mate, they make me sweat. They make me stressed. Honestly, man.
We should get a support group for these guys. There's so many of them upset.
Yeah, there is.
Maybe on track
We
TV
should get
could do that.
a Ferrari support group. If there's not a Facebook group with you all in there, then I'm not sure what's going on.
We should do a stream for like 10 minutes after a race.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
live chat. You can host it.
Ferrari
Just
fans
get it
only.
off. Get
Ferrari
it off.
fans.
Yeah.
We'll walk out
Ferrari
laughing.
fans' feelings.
No, but genuinely, I said today, Ferrari,
Fastest lap,
a good
come
shout
on.
for Ferrari would be 5th and 6th. Sorry, 6th and 7th, and they're 4th and 5th. If they can hold off Perez, which will be very difficult.
No, this is a really good
rubbish.
comeback.
Actually,
If
that would be a good race if they can get 4th
it looks like
and 5th.
going on that
I
longer.
can't believe I'm saying that would be a good race to come 4th
Yeah,
and 5th.
but
Big
but
step back.
baby steps.
Yeah. What's going on with George then? He's catching someone, isn't he? Where is George? Can't we see him on the screen?
Eighth.
He's
George
back
is
to
8th. Yeah.
Wow.
Not bad considering what
He
happened.
still needs to stop
But again,
again, though. He's still got to
we
stop
want to see.
again.
I need to see the pit stops
Yeah.
He's only gone in once.
because that's not an accurate representation of where they're all going to finish.
No.
Yeah, you're right. You need to have a little chat because he
I
has
don't know.
only
I
done
really
one.
don't. I can't get my head around why they
Yeah.
don't do it because it's not like it cuts off that much. I mean, they put the fastest lap thing.
Yeah.
They could just put a column there.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're marking down every single pit stop, like you have
there's just
your own
no
sheet
need
or
when you
something.
could just
I
put
don't.
it. You could put it on a screen.
Maybe there's a really clever reason why they don't do it, but I can't personally get my head around
They
it.
could just put the fastest lap on top of the position and then on the right-hand column, the pit stops.
Yeah, it feels like the easiest fix in the world. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
F1 takes its time.
it does take its
Yeah,
time.
and it would take like 3 years of meetings and
They
signatures to
only
get
just-
anything changed.
They only just started implementing the rules, to be fair, this
Yeah.
year. Let's be real.
Yeah.
You know.
I see you, 2021 Abu Dhabi.
What happened then? I don't remember that. Blanked out the memory.
Oh
I
god.
remember just sitting up all night, not literally all night, but till like 1 or 2, watching interviews, just fuming.
Fuming.
Just fuming.
I think it
Online
goes
forums,
down
everything
as
goes
one of
mad.
the biggest robberies in sport.
Yeah,
Sport in history.
100%. 100%.
Right up there with the biggest robberies in sport in history.
Yeah, 100%.
It really is.
Do you know what the craziest thing about it was? We should do an episode really just dedicated to that at some point. But the craziest thing about it was, as it was happening, other drivers were going, "What?
Yeah,
What
yeah,
the
yeah.
hell are they doing?
yeah,
Why
yeah.
are the FIA doing that? That
Yeah,
doesn't make
yeah.
any sense."
Yeah.
Alonso
They were-
laughed.
Yeah.
Alonso just laughed.
Yeah.
Because they knew.
they
They knew
knew,
Netflix
yeah.
are knocking about,
Yeah.
we're going to make something more dramatic. And then the guy that made the decision got sacked or
Yeah.
relieved of duty.
Yeah, he got moved to. He got changed sport, didn't he? Changed category.
Mate, dodgy.
You knew it was bad because
Let's go racing. I mean, what was it? What did he say?
It's a motor race.
It's a motor race.
It's a motor race,
But he
yeah.
repeated what? What's that guy's? Wheatley. He's the engineer.
Yeah.
The engineer for
Red
Red
Bull.
Bull. He was
Bull.
on the radio saying it's a motor race. It's a motor race.
Yeah.
And then he repeated it. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
He
was
got
in his
manipulated
head.
massively, swayed.
You just made the rules up.
But you shouldn't be able to talk to them while they're making the decision.
100%.
That should be a rule.
What is that
That's
about?
one of the most obvious rules that needs to be put
I
into
would
F1.
also say the same for football.
Yeah.
I hate that players get in the referee's face.
Yeah.
They never do that in rugby.
You're messing up their decision
You
making.
should just be booked straight away. If you,
Yeah.
yeah. You shouldn't be able to influence by being threatening or being like a
Yeah,
big
yeah,
character.
yeah.
You shouldn't be able to have an impact on the rules.
I think the biggest thing with that was with Charlie White in past. He was a bit of a Sir Alex or a Wenger who did everything for Formula One, and everyone knew that they just couldn't. If you phoned Charlie up and tried to pressure him, he just turned the radio off. Like, he
Yeah.
just didn't.
Yeah,
he was
yeah,
the
yeah.
Godfather. So they tried to replace him with 2 or 3 race directors and stewards rotating, and they just couldn't.
Yeah.
Such
But
a
that's
huge
how it
figure.
should be.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
how
yeah,
it should
yeah,
be.
Yeah. Charlie look at you like you're an idiot. Like what?
Even when they're on the radio, they're being so nice to the team bosses.
Yeah,
the FIA,
yeah,
they're
yeah.
like, "Oh no, you've just got to give us a second. No, we've just got to follow the rules." It's like, no, you work for us.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
drive under our rules.
Yeah.
It annoys me.
So,
Another fastest lap from
I'm about
Hamilton.
to say low key. He's just put 2 or 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's chipping away, isn't
yeah,
he?
yeah.
Yeah. Which is good. Is there a comeback maybe coming?
Tell me when lift and coast is okay. I want to stop doing it. So he's managing. So one of the things I forgot to say at the start.
Interesting.
So
Go.
this circuit is really brake heavy for production.
Yeah, let's go production, yeah.
So you fancy a bit of trivia?
Oh, here we go.
Always,
Yeah,
always.
go on.
So Max Verstappen took the lead on lap 38 of the Miami Grand Prix, and since then he hasn't let go of the lead. The lap just gone was his 200th consecutive lap in the season so far.
Wow.
There you go.
200, did you say, in a row?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ! This sport is finished. We're finished.
I mean, that is insane.
ridiculous. Is that a record?
It must
I
be
wonder.
Do you know? Maybe.
No, someone like Schumacher or Vettel or Hamilton, when they were sort of cleaning up in the old days, I wonder if someone else has done that.
I'm not entirely sure, but I'll give a quick look and get back to you.
Yeah, brilliant.
Because that's ridiculous. Miami was a while ago. We had sand on the floor for Miami. Do you remember that?
I do, mate.
Cocktails.
Yeah.
I do.
I spilt one before we even started recording.
Yeah, I went home with sand in my
that was
hair.
a long way back. We've had Spain since then. We've had
Monaco.
That's disgusting.
We've had
I can't believe
many
that.
weeks off. That's actually ridiculous.
So the lift and coast for Alonso can't be fuel because we've had a safety car and a virtual safety car.
So it must be tyre protection.
Well, it could be tyres, it could be brake temps. Because of the long straights and the slow corners, which this circuit's made up of, it puts a lot of pressure and a lot of heat through the brakes. So it could be that.
But it's interesting that Alonso's saying, I want to win the race. I don't care. I want to go and win the race. Let me go and fight. But they're saying, look, just hold off Hamilton.
Fight
aren't
Verstappen.
Yeah.
This man doesn't know his boundaries at all, does he? He's not interested.
He needs that stat from production.
Yeah.
Alonso has never known his boundaries and it's never stopped him before, mate.
He's not interested. He's like, yo, I'm going to win a title.
I've really enjoyed the resurgence of Fernando Alonso. I've really enjoyed it this season. It's nice to see him back.
Yeah, 100%. It's just a shame that it's funny that Vettel leaves and that's the car that gets the massive upgrade.
Oh, I know.
Hey, well, there's one. You talk about that second seat in Aston Martin.
Vettel.
And Alonso. What a team that
man,
would be.
can you imagine?
Stroll as
He
reserve
came
driver.
back.
Yeah.
Can you
Stroll as
imagine
reserve
he came
driver,
back?
just to keep him in the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That would be
should we
brilliant. That would be brilliant.
Head back to production, guys.
Let's go to production. Yeah.
So I found you an answer. It's not a record. The record was held by Alberto Ascari, who led 305 laps in a row between the 1952 Belgian Grand Prix and the 1953 Dutch Grand Prix.
Great start. You
The
could
only
see
other-
Max doing that, though.
Wow.
Yes, he could do very, very easily if he keeps going the way he is. But the other drivers to get close to that was Ayrton Senna. He led 264 consecutive laps
Nice.
in 1988, and the other two drivers, the only two drivers apart from Max and Senna that's gone over 200 is Nigel Mansell and Sebastian Vettel.
Yeah, Vettel.
Wow.
We thought Vettel might be up there.
In that Red Bull dominant period, him and Mark Webber.
Why we love having the production in. They give us the stats.
Yeah.
Great trivia that was.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
Great trivia. It's easy to forget what Seb did in those early years.
He
as
was
well.
done 4 titles in a row.
100%.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
In a
That's
row.
the thing, in
4
a
titles
row.
in a row.
Yeah.
Unbelievably
Yeah.
dominant.
That was what was so special about that.
Yeah. Very dominant period for Red Bull there.
So Lewis has dropped back half a second, so Alonso can't be lifting and coasting anymore. I think we might not see much more. Russell maybe, has he gone back in yet? Yeah, Russell, he's dropped behind Albon.
Yeah.
But Albon's due a stop, for sure.
Yeah.
Gotta be.
Russell hasn't been back
Has
in
he?
yet, has he?
And Russell's due a stop. Well, unless he can ride at the hards, because he has stopped.
Yeah. But when did he stop? He stopped with the safety car, didn't he?
Yeah.
Wind is picking up.
He
so
was the
Hamilton-
safety car.
Yeah, he was the whole safety car.
Bottas, we have not mentioned him once.
But he's in a point scoring
He's just
position.
chilling in the points there.
He's chilling with his moustache,
Yeah.
relaxing, to whom it may concern.
Not a very dramatic race from him.
Not at all.
Hulkenberg, really tough to go from P5 all the way down there. We haven't mentioned it, but it does need a mention. He started in P5 with P2 from qualifying before the penalty.
So
All
they
the way
clearly
down
gambled their setup on qualifying, didn't they?
Yeah.
They must have gambled their setup on
100%.
that.
And they got it completely right with their
Yeah,
timings
they
and
did.
everything.
They
They
did.
did, but
To not even get in the points. It looks like
Not
both
even
drivers.
close.
Both drivers won't even,
Oh,
be in
mate,
the points.
nowhere near
And
it,
that
yeah.
that is a really bad return for Haas after the
Look at
qualifying. they
Pierre
had.
as well. Pierre hasn't gone forward. No wonder he's so fuming.
yeah.
Because you look at Ocon. Yeah, look. If you didn't have that whole moment with Sainz,
Yeah.
point scoring, he's probably in that position with Bottas and
Yeah.
maybe where Russell
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
And he's definitely going to get upset about it post race.
I love a good post-race interview when I know some drama's taking place and some fiery interviews are coming. It's brilliant.
George is weaving.
Is that him there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Having a look at the back of Albon, yeah.
Fancies the back of that one.
Come on. I need Russell to move up a little bit here. It's been a tough race.
can't
Ever
quite
since he hit the
split.
barrier there, it's been a rough race for Russell.
Yeah.
I wonder when Verstappen will start getting his foot down to get fastest lap. I mean, there's still 18 laps to go, so he's probably got some fuel left.
Yeah. I think the sad part about this Red Bull era, I know Valtteri didn't really challenge Lewis before, but he did on occasions, but at least Nico did, and at least Webber did with Vettel on occasions as well.
Yeah.
It's just him on his own.
Yeah.
And the car's so dominant that that's fine.
I was begging
Car's so
about a couple of months ago, probably begging for Perez to be.
You really wanted it, didn't you?
I really
Same.
wanted a fight between Perez and Verstappen, just purely for the drama. I never thought Perez would actually beat Verstappen overall, but just to see the dynamic shift and the personalities come out a bit and the pressure.
He's not even chipping into the Ferraris on the medium tyres, though.
Yeah, and I just don't think he has. Now I know he doesn't have what it takes.
No.
It's a mental thing, though.
It's a mental thing. It is.
He's lost.
He was leading in Miami. He was pole.
Yeah.
Verstappen was starting way back, and he still won. That for me was that's the moment where I.
Mad.
That's a great point.
Because you're not doing
That's a
that the
great
other way
point.
around. If Verstappen's starting on pole and you're starting from like 10th or 11th
Mate,
or
that's a
12th,
great
you're
point.
never catching him. So the fact that happened for me in the same car, I was like, Perez doesn't have what it takes. Yeah,
You're completely right, mate.
you are now a second driver.
Spot on,
You
I
can't
thought
have
that.
any complaints about that either.
Yeah.
You can't have any complaints.
Yeah.
You can't do that in a title race.
I don't know whether it's that the mediums aren't performing as quickly as they thought they would against the hard, but the fact that Perez isn't chipping into those Ferraris, not even slightly, 5 seconds off Sainz, 6 nearly seconds off Sainz, it buys into exactly what you're saying, Matisse. He's not. Because if you invert those cars, Verstappen and Perez, Verstappen would find an ugly, clawy way to be up and about it. He would he would find something else in the car.
Yeah.
Difference between good and great, right?
Yeah.
100%.
The thing is with Perez was it Force India before Red Bull took him?
Yeah,
right?
Racing
And
Point.
Racing
was it?
Point,
Yeah.
yeah.
He won in Bahrain.
Yeah.
From
He was-
20th.
It saved his career.
Yeah, it saved his career
Got
because
him
he was
seat.
literally on the brink of potentially not having a team, which I couldn't believe. Because I always rated him as a driver, as a very good driver that any team, not any team, but most teams should be looking at.
Yeah.
And Red Bull took a chance, obviously, went and got him after that fantastic performance, but he hasn't kicked on. I mean, he was brilliant for Max's first title win, we have to say. The way he raced against Lewis in Abu Dhabi, that doesn't get mentioned enough. The defending there was incredible.
Yeah, no, that was
He's
great.
been a great teammate, but now we're looking for him to challenge. He's not kicking on, which is a shame.
Some guys are just number 2s. David Coulthard was a number 2.
Yeah.
Mark Webber was a number 2, unfortunately.
Bottas.
Bottas was a number 2.
Rosberg should have been number 2, but he put his life on the line that season. I think
And then retired.
He parked his whole life. He said,
Yeah.
"Kids, wife, I don't know who you are."
Baby, he had a baby.
Yeah,
It was a
everybody.
little-
He just
Yeah.
abandoned his whole family for a whole year and just put everything
And
in
fair
that,
play.
and then retired.
He gets a lot of stick for it now
No,
because the whole
he
same
deserves
machinery.
all the credit because it's
all
not
that,
easy. He was a number 2, talent-wise.
And against the GOAT.
The GOAT, yeah. I like the way you
Is
said
that Nicholas
yeah.
Latifi in the crowd? In McLaren?
yeah.
It looked like Nicholas. I mean,
Someone's
obviously it
going
wasn't,
slow.
but it did
Someone's
look
going
like.
slow. Is that George going slow?
We're seeing Latifi
I think he
everywhere.
just got done.
George has gone down 2. Something's happening.
Oh,
Russell on the radio.
Here we go. Here we go.
Oh dear.
Max didn't just win, he won by 25 seconds in Miami.
Yeah. Who said that?
That was Jamie.
Spot on,
There's something
Jamie.
there. He's coming in the pits. I don't know if he's going to come back out.
Going on what you said, Matisse, and what Jamie just said. What humbling that is when you think you're in a title race and someone does that to you.
Yeah.
You know,
In
that
the
just
same car.
Oh,
Honestly.
that's
Demoralizing.
a kick in the gut, right?
Yeah, that's like, know your place.
Yeah, yeah.
You're not that guy.
I think he's done. No, I think he's done.
Yeah.
Finished. This ain't no pit stop. This is bye-bye, George.
That's a retirement.
Yeah.
That's a big blow for the constructors for Merck. That is
Yeah.
big.
Considering you've got 4th and 5th as well at the moment.
That's going to kill
Well,
us.
it's exactly. Stroll will be really thinking about sneaking a point off Norris now as well. That does kind of mix things up a little bit.
Yeah.
The second driver thing is really important, isn't it? Because with that happening to
Massive.
Mercedes, and where is Stroll? What is Stroll doing? He's probably just
11th.
Stroll is in 11th,
See what
just
I mean?
behind Norris.
So it's not so bad because
and in between.
Aston should be pressuring us, but they won't be. It'll be Ferrari. If you've got 2 solid drivers getting good points, it's a bit different, isn't it?
Those three
There's been a
teams are
lot of
interesting.
performances from Ferrari this season where they haven't picked up significant points.
Yeah.
So it is really close.
I've got to say though, I'm actually really pleasantly surprised with Ferrari. I thought when we didn't come
this
in,
performance is really strong.
when we didn't come in,
yeah, you didn't come in, and it's actually paid off.
I thought that was it, mate.
Took track position, and from that moment, you've held it together. Both of them as well, which is good.
They obviously had some data about how long the tyres were lasting because we assumed that they were going to get eaten up on the newer tyre, but they haven't been.
No, they haven't.
They've been overtaken.
For once, from Ferrari, a good strategy call.
They're pulling away from Perez on hard tyres that are the same age.
Lewis is flying, by the way. He's got it down to 2.3.
He keeps setting fastest laps.
Yeah, he's got it down to
Carlos
2.3.
is under investigation
on the medium.
for not closing down Ferrari.
Wait, so Cheers, very good.
I should do that a lot more often. Oh god. Proper catch people out on that one.
It just flashed up driver of the day. Obviously at the end.
Who would you give driver of the day to?
It's a tough one. It's got to be Alonso. I don't know, Alonso or Hamilton. It's got to be like.
If Albon scores a point, it's Albon.
Yeah, I missed that.
Albon
Albon is 7th. Yeah, I think that's a fair shot.
If Albon scores, if Albon, because I think he's due a stop, but he is sort of 19 seconds. Or I can't forget exactly where they are. But if Albon manages to score a point, then Albon. Oh no, sorry. So they're right on his tail. You can see.
But Leclerc started from back in.
It's got to be one of the Ferraris.
Leclerc started in what? 11th.
11th, Sainz 12.
Yeah, I think Leclerc is a shout.
It'll be Verstappen.
Maybe. Yeah.
It'll be Verstappen.
You think Verstappen will just get it?
I mean, I'll tell you what, it's their least dominant race so far. I mean, say only 7.5 seconds ahead, which is still 3-0 up, isn't it? But
3-0 up, 85th minute.
Winning every game.
They're not really that good today. They're only winning by 3 goals to 0.
Yeah. Not 10.
Just not.
Not 10.
I don't think Albon will he? He looks like it's about to all suddenly go wrong for him.
With this pit stop?
No, just with Ocon on his back,
with this
and
DRS
then
train right behind him,
and then Norris behind him, and then Stroll behind him. It looks like
it's just
in the space of a couple of laps,
they're forming a queue, aren't they?
They're going. Come on, Francis and Williams.
Is Albon trying to go to the end? Surely not.
He must be, because he stopped, didn't he? Yeah, he must have stopped.
How many stops did he have? One. So he's trying to do a 1-stopper.
But do you remember Australia last year when he went? Well, let's say I can't remember how many laps Australia was off the top of my head. He went 49 out of 50 laps on one set of tyres.
Yeah, I do remember that. Was that in Australia?
Melbourne? Yeah, it was Australia last year.
And then he pitted because he had to.
Yeah, pitted for one and scored a point. Incredible. So he is a tyre man. We know that Albon is a tyre man, but but ultimately with that DRS.
But you know what? Let's see if we can hold it, because
he can't hold it for 12 laps, can he?
I think Lewis is about 1.6 off now.
I'd love to see Lewis go and get. I know it's against my prediction, but I'd love to see that.
You called that we'd have this scrap or race though, Joe. You called it all race. Most disappointing.
Harry says Max is not Senna.
Yeah, Perez now 8 seconds off.
He's not better than Senna.
He's given up. Perez has given up.
Yeah.
What? Perez has given up?
No, sorry, emotionally.
Oh, I thought he crashed into the wall or something.
Your eyes lit up there, didn't they?
No.
What are they saying in the chat, Matisse?
Who said that?
They're saying that Harry said Max is not better than Senna.
He's not better than Senna. My whole argument about Max at the moment, and he's in a bit of a tricky situation because I think Seb had a similar thing. When he's out front, he's absolutely flying, and his car is so good that you can't see it. But unlike Hamilton, Alonso, Senna, those guys,
he hasn't had to fight.
Yeah, and drive.
He had one fight against Lewis, you could say, for that season.
But with a weaker car, drive through the field, and really just grind out something.
Yeah.
And his racecraft.
Lewis in a McLaren, the Silver Arrow. That was some of the performances that we saw in that season. In his debut season. Yeah. That was. I'll never forget those performances. That was my first season watching. Controversial. I don't think he's a great racing driver. I think he's a great pilot, but his racecraft, how he overtakes, how he defends.
Max?
Yeah, sketchy. I don't think he's a great racer.
He's very bold on his overtakes. I didn't rate it the first title challenge because I did think he bent the rules a lot with his overtakes, and he was aggressive, but he was aggressive in a bending the rule, taking it too far. I know exactly what you mean. But then when he went when he was up against Leclerc, I think it was in last year's title race towards the maybe beginning, because then Leclerc just fell off. I actually saw a lot of good driving from Max in terms of maturity. Like, it wasn't as aggressive and almost toxic driving as it was with Lewis. It was a lot more like measured.
And I think the difference is this year is that, number one, he hasn't had to do many overtakes. But when he has, the car is so quick and everyone knows the car is so quick, they let him go.
The offset's mad. The offset is wild.
They go, what's the point of me killing my tyres?
So would you say he's not a generational driver? Like he's not up there with the Sennas, the Schumachers, the Hamilton.
He will be.
I think he will
Statistically, he will be, yeah.
Statistically, but it reminds me of Seb. Seb was like that. Like, as a pilot, ridiculous. He'll get every 10th of a second out of it in qualifying and in the race. He'll manage it. His time management is incredible. But they pushed the car. So here's a question for you. Because it happened a little bit last season. Is Perez struggling because his confidence has gone? Or when the upgrades came, did it go more down Verstappen's path? Because he likes a loose rear end. He likes a loose rear end.
Good question.
He likes it nosy so it gets in. He likes the nose to
It's got to be a combination of both,
Yeah, it's
I
gotta be
think.
both, yeah.
They were never going to say that they were favouring Verstappen, but we always knew that they were going
If anyone
to,
gets an interview of Christian Horner on the channel, Silverstone, good question.
He said it post-race though once, Horner, didn't he? He went on the radio to Max when Perez won and he said, don't worry, Max, something, I don't know, like, you'll get him next week or something. And it was like, ooh, like, where was that? When did?
Yeah, I can't. I know
It's
exactly
not
the
nice,
bit.
But
you
I
mean.
have heard that a few times from Red Bull and Christian Horner, where it is very favoured to Verstappen in terms of the way they even speak. The terminology that they use is like, "Don't worry, Verstappen, you'll get it next time." And when Perez wins, it doesn't feel like the celebrations are as strong as when Verstappen wins.
That's because Jos Verstappen's there, just gazing in, like looking him down, staring him down like he wants to fight him.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring us back to the race now because, as you predicted, could be a few laps until Hamilton is within striking distance of Alonso because he's cut it down to 1.6.
Hamilton second, Alonso third is my prediction.
I mean, current vote split is Alonso, Albon, Hamilton.
Yep.
No Verstappen, which is really surprising, but I think people have forgotten that he's driving.
Yeah, which is fair enough.
It's not a magnificent drive, but he's going to win the race, you know.
Alonso got a little bit in that middle sector. Hamilton.
He's gone wide there.
He went
He
very
just
wide.
touched to go. I wonder if that'll do anything to his.
That's why he took a 10th because it was 1.6. It's now 1.9.
Chop off a couple of attempts.
He'll be gutted with that actually. Yeah. Look, he's still got 9 laps to do something. Look, I'd love to see a photo finish between these guys. You know.
He's gonna make that Aston Martin as wide as a dump.
Oh, mate. But isn't it so nice to see two of the old boys?
Gonna park the bus.
It's one of the sports where like old boys can prevail.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You get old in football and your body lets you down. But Alonso is, what is he, 42?
42. But you see this in
Bring
football.
back Kimi.
Oh, I'd love it.
Imagine. He's better
Bring
than
Kimi
Sainz.
back. Bring Vettel back.
He's better than Sainz.
Bring Kimi back.
This
Bring
man
Vettel back.
shooting me in the heart today.
Bring Danny back.
mate.
Bring them all back.
Sorry, mate.
Take out Sargent.
Sorry, mate.
Take out De Vries. Take out, these rookies and bring back the old god.
But you see in football,
I'd love it.
There's a lot of pally-palliness. There's no real rivalries between players and everyone's friends.
Yeah.
and
They're all
this stuff.
hug, yeah.
And it's the same with the new generation. Albon, Russell, Norris, and
Too friendly.
They're too friendly.
Yeah.
Hamilton and Alonso, you see them hug and respect each other. Then they're straight on their own independent news outlets taking shots, aren't they?
Yeah.
Straight away. Yeah.
Hamilton Vettel was a little bit feisty at times as well.
Yeah.
Gasly's got some bite about him.
Yeah.
He's one of the younger
But do
boys.
you think, I was asking this question before on the podcast on the channel, do you think that they're not feisty, the Norrises, the Albons, because they're not fighting for something significant? If it was a title fight between, say, Norris and Russell, do you think then we start to see...
I hope we see it one
You
day.
don't think so?
I think it's
We
this
better.
generation.
We better see it.
I think it's this generation. Alonso just told his engineer to leave him to it when he got the gap to Lewis given to him.
Yeah.
To leave it to me.
He's very confident in this car, Alonso.
Yeah.
The way he talks this season, he's like, listen, this is my
If Alex Albon holds these off and scores,
it's
what would that be?
unbelievable if he does.
4 points?
Driver of the day by
6 points?
It won't even be a discussion if he gets
7th
that
place.
position.
I mean, mate,
He might
that'll
hold him
be-
off like...
I will take my metaphorical hat off.
I know you said that it's a matter of time, but I'm starting to
traffic.
think that he could maybe get it. He might just keep them all behind him.
Traffic, blue flags. Come on, get out of the way.
Blue flags for who?
Exactly. Blue flag. Lewis has got traffic. He's waved his arm. That's why it's jumped up to
Bottas.
3.4. Valtteri, come on, mate.
That's a It could got to be Bottas, isn't it?
Penalise him.
Or is it Joe?
Could be Joe. Who's ahead? Is it Holt?
None of them are going to want to move because they're in a race themselves.
It is Bottas. It
Yeah.
is Bottas.
They're in a race themselves. Where's Alonso? So Alonso's gone through all these lot.
Yeah, he's got through.
Yeah, and that's cut back almost a second off
Yeah, so
time.
this is
Was that
gonna
Alonso coming up to the back of him?
Wait.
Where's Alonso coming up to the back of?
Hold on.
Yeah, Alonso's in the middle of that.
How are they going to let this happen?
No, Alonso's behind.
Or is that's
Yeah, Alonso.
no, that's Stroll. That's Stroll.
Alonso's at the back of this train.
Yeah, that's
Alonso's
Stroll,
at
this
back,
green one here.
And then Lewis is behind the next set.
Yeah.
They've come up.
There we go. They're letting them.
Finally.
They don't want to get out of the
Oh,
way.
no.
fighting!
They don't want to get out of the way because they're in their own race. That's the thing.
Potentially for points. This is what's crazy
this
here.
This is what's causing the problem here. They're not going to move.
Oh, there's a lot going on down this straight. There's a lot going on down this straight. Something could happen here. Oh!
He doesn't fancy it. Yep.
This is mad. Blue flag's meant to be getting out of the way. Alonso will probably get round one of them now, surely. No. This is mad. Oh my days.
Bottas is not giving anything up.
Bottas is not. Bottas is
But
not
that's
getting out of the
Stroll.
way.
That's Stroll behind Bottas. They're fighting. They're actually fighting each other. That's not a blue flag.
No, it's not.
That's Stroll.
Where is Alonso and where is Hamilton right now?
That's good. This is huge because this is a lot. This is a lot for these teams.
You saw blue flags, isn't it?
I saw.
Yeah, you saw
100%
blue flags.
blue
But
flags.
where is the Aston Martin and the Mercedes?
Lewis was definitely behind someone.
So that's Stroll, right?
Yeah, that's Stroll on
Bottas.
Bottas.
Okay, so I'm not seeing.
Yeah, so Norris, Bottas, Stroll, and then Piastri.
I mean, we know why Stroll's got that seat, but you can't have Alonso sitting in second and he's out here battling with Bottas and Piastri.
It's a big.
Mate,
I keep bringing it up. It's not me bullying Stroll. You know, I have no agenda. I come in peace. This guy really is. He's not performing in this car. I'm afraid.
I'm an
He's really
Alex
not.
Albon fan for the next 5 laps, man.
Whether people like it or
Come
not,
on.
there's tough decisions to be made. At
Yeah,
Aston Martin,
25%, and rightly so. Mate, I mean, he's not going to lose all the places, surely. But if
Let
he
me
can hold it to
know in the
7th,
chat. Let me know in the chat what you guys think of Stroll in his position at Aston Martin. I've been kind of speaking about it all season.
Yeah.
I personally feel like, listen,
you hate him.
I don't hate him. I know Daddy's money's got him where he is, and
Dad's
listen,
cash.
he's fairly talented.
Yeah.
But let's be real. If Aston Martin are going to challenge, he's not good enough.
Nah.
And he's not showing it at the moment. He needs to be minimum fighting for top 6, in my opinion. Bare minimum.
Daniel Ricciardo's sitting on the side watching. There's got to be others. There has to be
Big time.
others.
Oh, is that Verstappen
This has
going?
gone a little wide.
I almost knocked myself out on that curb and then laughed.
Talk to me,
Yeah, he
chat.
went very bumpy over that. Look how bumpy that is.
That's how good that Red Bull is. It just laughs like.
Or even if it goes over a whole curb, it doesn't make any difference.
He's playing the F1 game on easy.
Yeah.
Come on, Alex
He
Albon.
knows he can just
Come
catch
on.
everyone else up.
Oh, I'd love it if Alex Albon can do this, man.
I think he can.
A massive 22 points for
I
Ferrari
actually
today
think
as
he
well.
can.
Combined 22 points.
That's catching us by.
They've done really
6.
well.
I think he can.
I predicted that completely wrong.
I'm backing Albon to keep the 7th.
Oh, I'd love it, man.
I'm backing him to keep
I'd
it.
love that.
Wings opened up now for
That's Ocon behind him.
Yeah.
Ocon. Oh, wait.
Ocon needs this as well. Ocon needs this.
It almost feels like every minute it's just...
Where did Ocon
Is that
start?
Williams really
6?
good in the corners then? It must be, isn't it?
Straight line. It's got to be straight line.
straight lines.
Well, both of them have. The Alpine as well.
Yeah.
Norris is lingering around.
This is an Alex Albon masterclass, mate. Absolute masterclass.
I've never heard Alex Albon's name in the same sentence as masterclass.
Yeah, it is, mate, though. It is. To get that car 7th, mate, being... Lancey boy.
Hey, right on top of it. There you go. Right on top of it.
Hey! I've said it already on this. I'm not going to say it again.
What now? No one's responding. They don't want to even talk about Stroll in the chat. They're like,
I've asked him a question. I said, guys, what do you think about Stroll? Not a single person has responded with Stroll.
They can't
They
even
don't
think
want
about
to talk.
it,
They
mate.
said I prefer not to speak. That's what they're saying. They prefer not to speak. No one in the chat wants to speak about Stroll. Fair enough. Silence. I'll take that silence as exactly what I want.
Lawrence hears everything. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Lawrence hears
Everyone's scared of
everything.
Lawrence.
Yeah.
It's insane. The chat is scared of Lawrence.
He's going to put broadband up or something.
Biggest
Broadband
losers of the
voices.
day for me are, so far, if he doesn't score a point, Lance Stroll and Sergio Perez.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Agreed.
Yeah, and I don't want Perez to get away with it because he should be doing better.
Winners of the day, unbelievably, somehow,
Albon.
are... Well, yeah, absolutely Albon.
Yeah.
It's got to be the biggest winner of the day, but Ferrari as well.
Yeah, let's go to production.
Just something to keep an eye on there. That radio message from Norris, he's after saying, and you can see it here on the screen, the rear wing of the Alpine is really loose. And he's afraid it's going to fall off.
That is really loose.
Well,
That doesn't look good.
if it did, that would be quite.
That could
the
cause some
issue.
serious... Oh, it's getting worse.
Really vibrating.
Yeah, he might get.
He could get black flagged.
Yeah, black flag for that. Oh, what a disaster for Ocon.
That's Ocon, isn't it? Yeah.
What's opinions on Ocon? Talented?
I think he's really good.
I think he's talented. Yeah, I like the Alpine lineup,
Yeah.
Gasly and Ocon. I can't really split them too much either. I just think it's down to them to kind of
He could really get black flagged here.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
You can probably see it now. They've called that out.
So where did Perez start? He started about P11.
McLaren are going to be on the radio. Oh, he's going inside. No, he's not going to get it.
Not quite.
No, but he's
Not quite.
it's really.
I tell
Do
you
you
what,
think that will
boys,
come
though,
off though?
this has been an incredible race.
Yeah, it's been
really, really entertaining.
Yeah, it's been good. Do you think that wing will come off?
No,
No, it won't come
I mean, it's going to be bolted down so that things don't just fall off, do they? But
I've never seen a wing come off in Formula 1.
I think it's what you guys said. You just forget Max is here and the rest of it.
Yeah, you have fun.
Outstanding.
yeah,
It's just,
genuinely brilliant. Like,
Max doesn't exist. It doesn't exist on this
So
track.
is Lewis behind here? So that's
is that look?
That's
not Lewis, is
I
it?
saw. You
No,
know,
this
it
is Norris.
No, it's not Lewis.
Whoever that is, it's a yellow helmet. It's Norris. I
Yeah.
thought it was Lewis because of Norris. That was me before thinking it was Lewis in traffic.
Oh, I
It's a
see.
yellow helmet. It's a yellow helmet.
Norris has got to be getting Albon surely on. Sorry, not Albon. Getting Ocon.
So
I'm on for a 3 out of 3 prediction here, boys.
I think you are.
Yeah, you,
I never
yeah.
get stuff like this right.
Yeah,
I think you are.
yeah, you might.
It's like a wrong. What do they say? A stopped clock is right twice a day.
and on top of that, you got some pit stops as well.
I got a pit stop, and Ferrari have had a all right race.
Yeah, you might.
I'm
be
going
able
home
to
really happy
Go
today.
home happy, yeah.
Yeah, I'll be all right.
Take this, bank it, cash it.
Perez in the pits. Perez in the pits.
What is he doing in the pit?
Why not?
Fastest lap? No, why on earth would they do that?
He's got enough
Oh
time
no,
to
he's
do
got
it.
enough time. He's coming for a fastest lap to nick the fastest lap off
Oh,
Hamilton.
because, yeah, Albon is keeping everyone behind him. To be fair, there
But
must be
how
a-
bad
there's
is
a
that
big
then?
gap.
So we said he started what, P11, P12.
Watch Verstappen get the fastest lap
I think he
regardless.
started P13,
So he
Perez, was
started
it?
P13.
If
Yeah,
Verstappen just goes and gets the fastest lap
That'd be
regardless.
so funny.
So Perez has got one. He's gone up one position
Soft,
every
yeah.
10 laps. That's poor.
Piss
in that
poor,
car,
mate.
that's terrible.
Piss poor.
Yeah, we're not far from the end. Who called Perez to finish in the?
I had him third.
You.
He's let me down. He's,
You know what? People
No,
keep
it's
investing
okay.
stocks in Perez, but the weeks go on. He just keeps disappointing. At some point, you just gotta.
We said in the pre-show, mate, he had to come second today.
Yeah. But
He's
I didn't think he would. I
He's sick.
didn't even put him in the top 3.
And being used as a little toy doll to
Yeah.
steal 1 point off Mercedes.
Yeah.
That's his offering to the team now.
Yeah, I didn't put him even in the
Yikes.
top 3. I think Perez is really week by week is just falling off. I think it's a confidence thing though.
I could get top 3 in that Red Bull. I mean,
What are you like in go-karting? You good?
off the track, I'm the best in the whole country. On the track, I'm shaky.
Fair enough.
It depends. If it's the ones with multiple floors,
Yeah.
yeah. If it's a flat one, yeah.
Outside or inside, you prefer?
Outside.
Yeah, I
Much
prefer
better.
outside. Indoors, I'm not a big fan. But
Well,
I'll
Max
do it.
Verstappen has not really had any drama today. He's going to win this
Should we do
Grand
that?
Prix
Should
very.
we go-karting?
Oh, we're going to.
We're meant to be. Yeah.
Yeah, Max Verstappen. We're basically.
Is that what
No.
you're asking me? In case you want to know if we're going to
No, I'd like you to join. I'd like you to join because everybody so far on the channel is not giving me any confidence that they're actually good at go-karting.
No, we're
And
terrible.
I'm not
man,
playing
terrible.
when it comes to go-karting. Like I'll
Is that the
start
checkered
lapping people.
flag coming round? You must be coming towards
I'll
the end
start
of
lapping people if they're not.
Yeah,
if
this
they're
is
not.
it. This is it for Max.
that. Yeah, very good.
Great.
Yeah, there it is. Very, very
Cool.
comfortable,
Nice.
really, for Max. Fair
Yeah.
play. Very,
Cool.
very good.
Yeah, we know what you do. We've seen it before, mate. All right, it's wonderful.
Mate, do you know what?
Speechless.
I think he's spectacular.
He is.
Like, I didn't used to really like him that much, but what he's doing, and obviously the car's amazing, but what he's doing is not what Perez doing. He's proving that he can do it
Him
week
and Perez
in, week out.
they don't sit at the same table.
No, not close.
They sit several tables apart.
Alonso in second, brilliant, and Lewis Hamilton coming in for third. I mean, good day for Mercedes, sort of.
No, I think
George?
I think Russell
let us
falling
down. George
out
let
there
us
is kind of
Good day as a Hamilton fan, then.
Yeah.
Good day as a Ferrari fan. Fourth
Yeah, I
and
think
fifth,
Ferrari
is
had a
that-
better day than Mercedes.
I
If
think
you
that-
think about where Mercedes had their 2 cars.
I was tearing
Here
my
we go.
hair
Here we
out.
go. Here we go.
Oh.
This is going to end
Oh
in
my
tears.
God.
It's going to end in tears.
He's not gonna get it. He's not gonna get it. That's the last one as well.
He's going to.
Alex Albon,
Yeah.
seventh
I told you.
place.
I told you he'd lock it in as well.
Ocon's done Norris at the end.
You got him at the end.
What?
Oh, Ocon was ahead of
No,
Norris
Ocon was
anyway.
already ahead of him.
So they
He took that last attempt down the straight and then
He
he
overtook him on
bailed
the
out.
chicane, didn't he? And then he
Yeah, he
bailed.
bailed.
Alex
He bailed out.
Albon.
I told you, seventh.
Alex
There was
Albon.
a certain moment I was like, Albon's not losing. He's not letting this one go.
Lance Stroll managed to score 2 points out of nowhere.
Wow. Him and Perez, who's underachieving more? That's a good question. That would be a good debate, actually.
Perez.
Perez is underachieving
Perez.
more.
Yeah?
100%. at the moment.
Are we sure? Because Alonso has finished second.
I think the car is so quick.
Yeah.
I think you put Stroll.
They might be equally underachieving.
I think Perez comes with more expectation than Stroll, though.
Yeah. Okay.
Like as a driver.
Still scared of Lawrence, are we?
Big Daddy Stroll. Run us through the grid, Matisse. Go on.
Huh?
Run us through the grid.
Yeah, let's run through it. So Verstappen obviously wins, Alonso to Hamilton, to Leclerc, to Sainz. Really good day for Ferrari. Do you know what? The McLaren's disappointing as well. We didn't speak about much on that one. But
No pointer!
No points for McLaren.
Oh,
Perez,
no.
Albon, Ocon and Stroll and Bottas. But yeah, no points for McLaren in the end. And they were both both in the top 10.
Yeah, 9 and
So
10.
really, really disappointing day for McLaren.
We were having a chat in the pre-show about
Norris.
Valtteri.
Yeah.
He'll be very happy with that.
Yeah.
Scoring a point.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Very happy with
we
that.
didn't speak about him at all, as never. We don't talk about Alfa Romeo here.
But he did all right there.
There's just nothing to say.
A point for them is
Nothing
huge.
to say. I don't know what it is about that team. They're just so irrelevant.
They're just
right now.
they're just waiting for Audi, aren't
they're
they?
waiting for Audi. We just never speak about Alfa Romeo.
They're
But yeah,
consistently very average, right?
yeah.
Consistently very average.
Yeah.
You never know.
And there's no
it's
controversy either. So it's like
Yeah.
both drivers, they know their standings.
Yeah.
There's nothing there.
They are both very, and the drivers are like the team actually, aren't
Yeah,
they?
boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally. The most entertaining thing about Valtteri is the new moustache, and that's about it.
Mate,
Yeah.
we wrote off Alex Albon.
We did.
We said, oh, he's done well in quali. He's not getting.
Yeah,
he
we did.
improved in the race.
Yeah.
He started. Where was it?
He's driver of the day.
9th, 10th?
Yeah,
Driver of the day.
9th, I think.
Driver of the day.
Yeah.
6
me just quickly
points
check.
for Williams.
You guys said he was going backwards when we spoke in the
Yeah,
pre-show.
yeah. No,
He was
I
going backwards.
genuinely
I thought he
believe
would
that.
do too.
I genuinely believe that he was going backwards.
I'm buzzing for him.
in that race.
I really, really love that.
He started in 10th. Not 9th.
Starting 10th, finished
Started
7th.
10th.
And you know what that is? So much of that is strategy.
Yeah.
They got their strategy right again. They did the basics right. Do the basics right.
And then he held off everyone challenging at the end.
Yeah, beautifully.
Sargent,
Absolutely
obviously-
beautifully. Tire
Sargent, the only one to
masterclass.
DNF. Well, Sargent and Russell to DNF. So that's
Yeah.
why it's definitely not a good day for Mercedes.
No.
Russell's had a stinker there, hasn't he?
Yeah,
Put it into
in
the
end.
wall.
Yeah, he
Put it into the wall. But I wonder if the car issue was fallout from his earlier crash. You've got to imagine it must
He said it was
be.
bent, didn't he?
Driving around, it's like that.
Well, guys, Alexis, thank you for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah,
You've
it's
been
been
brilliant.
awesome.
Yeah, I've got to
Been
say, man, it's
brilliant.
been great to have
Yeah,
you here, man.
really,
Really
really
good.
good fun.
Come back.
Insight, Mercedes
Definitely.
bias,
Yeah,
everything. Just perfect package. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And my brother Ferrari, you can celebrate. This is a good day.
Give me the jacket, mate!
Yo, take
Give
this,
me
man.
the
And where's your-
jacket.
where's your hat, man? Come on.
I'll get it out
It's
of
a
the
day
bin.
to celebrate for you.
I feel like Matisse putting on this jacket with confidence. No, I'm happy with that. Genuinely, that's
No, it's good. And you didn't
that's
wear the cap. I think that's actually maybe the way to go forward.
Never
for the
bring
rest
the
of
cap
season.
in,
Just don't wear the
ever
cap.
again.
You didn't even bring it.
Where is it? Love you.
This one?
I shan't be wearing that.
I shan't Leclerc be wearing that. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Matisse with a joke.
Yeah, thank you.
No, Ferrari,
tried.
really good day. I'll do a
Yeah.
little bit of analytics, but I'm just really. That race was just a lovely race.
You're stunned.
That was a lovely
You
race.
can't believe what you've seen.
I really enjoyed. I mean, we were slagging them off, mate. When Ferrari didn't pit,
Yeah.
when everybody else did,
Yeah.
we were going morons.
Yeah.
But they obviously had some data that showed that they thought they could hold off the guys enough with the tired medium tyre.
Yeah.
And they did it.
Yeah,
Came
they
out on
did.
the hards, made them last 30
And
odd
both
laps.
drivers as well, consistent.
Both drivers.
No mistakes.
I'm very happy.
Yeah,
I'm very,
really
very.
good.
What was it?
They
22
both needed
points
that as
today.
well because both drivers have deserved their criticism throughout the
Yeah.
season at different points. They've been wobbly.
They
to say
pulled
the
it together
least.
on the Sunday, mate. And
Yeah.
ultimately, that's what you need to do.
Yeah. Obviously, Hamilton, good performance, but Russell, you're wearing Mercedes there. How are you feeling about Russell? I mean, what kind of performance is that? Do you feel?
I think Russell's in a funny position at this year because he had a good year last year, really consistent. I don't think he's been that good this year. I think he's really good on a Saturday. I don't think he's great on a Sunday.
He is Mr. Saturday.
He is
Yeah.
Mr. Saturday. He can get a little bit more, but he's losing in qualifying to Lewis this Saturday, on a Saturday this year. So
Yeah.
he's got to do a lot more.
He's
on
not
the race.
Mr. Consistent anymore.
He's not,
And that's
is he?
what he was last
Yeah,
year. He was
yeah.
Mr. Consistent. He's not that anymore.
He was guaranteed to give you the same position every single
Didn't he
race.
get like top 6,
Top 5,
top 5
Like,
however many
10
races?
races in a row.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Yeah. Well, guys, listen, make sure you subscribe, make sure you smash up the likes on Track GP. It's been an absolute pleasure. We'll be back for the next time as well. Podcast, I'm sure, will be coming. And of course, more content to come. So looking forward to the races. We've still got a long way to go in this season. When Max will win the championship, bingo begins in the comments. Let us know.
And we'll see you guys next time. In a bit, people.
Peace.